Oh, good evening. This is over and over and over again. My name is Richard, and this is Matchday Live. Arsenal Women Champions League action at the Emirates against the holders, the reigning European champions, Olympic Lyon. Of course, we did win 5-1 in the first game away. Can we complete the double over and be the first team ever to beat them home and away in European competition? We only need a point to go through and win the group. So see if we can get it all coming up the other side of this. Running there of Beth Mead. Beth Mead's in behind, plays it across. Caitlin Ford's going to score, and she has scored. This fast start has been rewarded for us. So this is the big one, the final home game of 2022, and it is European champions playing tonight at the Emirates in the freezing cold. The pitch is looking great, actually, despite the bad weather that we've had over the last week or so in London and elsewhere in the country in Europe, actually. Anyway, we've got the team news in for this game tonight. It's quite interesting, actually. So these are the teams. This is our Arsenal lineup, and it's Manu Zinsberger in goal. The back four, Laura Wainwright comes back in at right back. Leah Williamson is back in the starting lineup alongside Lotta Woober-Moy. Leah Williamson is the captain, of course, tonight. And Steph Catley's at left back. The three in midfield, as it was at the weekend, Leah Walty, Frida Marnham and Viviana Miedemar. And then the three up front, again, it's the same as the weekend. Katie McCabe and Caitlin Ford are either side of Stina Black-Stenius. So there's only actually two changes to the starting lineup. Laura Wainwright at right back and Leah Williamson at centre-back. So on the bench then for Arsenal, Kaylin Marquise, the goalkeeper, Jem Beattie, Rafaela Souza is on the bench again. Hopefully we'll see her coming on. Noel Moritz, Mana Iwabochi. Big news, Kim Little is on the bench. Come back from injury. How fit she is, yet we don't really know. But the good news is she's on the bench. She's able to play some part in this game, and more important than that, of course, going forward to the big games that we've got after Christmas. Jordan Nobbs, Lena Hurtig, another player back from injury on the bench as well, and the youngster Michelle Agimang as well. So that's the way Arsenal line up for Lyon. Then they've got a few changes from when we played them back in October. They've got Christina Endler in goal. Their back four is Pearl Moreni, Wendy Reynard, the captain, Vanessa Giles and Alice Sambach. In midfield, it is Eguela Damaris, Lindsay Horan, and of course our ex-player Daniela van der Donk. Good to see her back at Arsenal. And the front three, Delphine Cascarino is back in the side, fit again, Melanie Mallard and Selma Basha. So that is how the Lyon side line up for this game tonight. So it's going to be a good game, isn't it? I mean, Arsenal in a strong position that we know a point will do us. And you know, Lyon have still got work to do in this group. They've got to obviously try and get a result here tonight. And the next week they play Juventus. That won't be an easy game either. Juventus did win earlier as well. So they've got it all to do, Lyon. They know they need a result here tonight. And that might play into our hands a little bit. You know, they're going to have to come out to try and get a result. And hopefully we can look dangerous on the counter-attack. It was a good win for us at the weekend, of course, against Aston Villa, while Lyon were losing 1-0 at home to PSG in the league, although they did play well in that game. Maybe unfortunate to lose, but that's football, isn't it? So, yeah, I mean, it's an important game for Arsenal. We want to finish the year at home in a strong position. I mean, it's strange, actually. This will be our 9th home game of the season, and 5 of them have been at the Emirates, which is incredible. We've actually played more times at the Emirates this season than at Meadow Park. All that will change, of course, in the new year, although the first game back after Christmas is at the Emirates as well, isn't it, against Chelsea in January, on January the 15th. So, but then after that, we'll be playing a lot more games again at Meadow Park, won't we? But yeah, it's good to be playing at the Emirates. Let's hope there's a decent crowd tonight. I know the weather has probably been an issue. The train strikes are an issue, which is going to affect everything, obviously. So the crowd probably won't be quite as big as it may well have been in other circumstances. But anyway, it is what it is. You know, we can't do anything about that. And hopefully there'll still be a decent crowd to watch this big game. And I say Arsenal just need a draw to qualify and win the group. And no, I think it's a draw qualifies us, doesn't it? No, I think anything less than a 5-goal defeat qualifies us, and a draw or better, and we win the group with a game to spare. So yeah, it's it's going to be interesting, isn't it? It's going to be a very, very big game, a difficult game for Arsenal, of course, as we know, against the reigning European champions. You know, they've given themselves a lot to do in this group after we beat them 5-1 in the first game, and then they drew with Juventus in the second game. They may not even qualify. Imagine that. If we beat them tonight and then they don't get a result next week, they don't beat Juventus next week, they'll be out of the Champions League, the holders in the group stage. That would be incredible, wouldn't it? So I'm expecting a big reaction from them tonight. You'd imagine they're going to come out. They know they have to get a result, and I'm sure that's what they'll be looking to do. So yeah, it's going to be a big game for Arsenal tonight. There's no doubt about that, and we need to put in a good performance. You know, we seem to have turned the corner a little bit. You know, we had those problems with the injuries, that defeat against Manchester United, but since then we've started to slowly get some players back fit again, and I think that's so important, isn't it? It's good to see Leah Williamson back in the starting lineup again from her injury. Obviously Rafaela's on the bench again as well. Good to see her back. Well, of course, the big news, Kim Little, what a big boost that is to everybody at the club, to see Kim Little back in the squad. Whether she'll get any minutes on the pitch tonight or not, we don't know. She may do later in the game, we'll see. But the most important thing is that she's fit again. She may well play some part next week in our final game of the year away in Zurich. And then hopefully she'll be ready and firing and back in the side when we play Chelsea in January, the first game back after the Christmas break. So it is going to be exciting times, isn't it, coming up for Arsenal now? And I say we have got almost a full strength squad now. It's just obviously Beth Mead is still missing. We know she's going to be missing for the rest of the season, and even potentially into next season as well. We'll see. She's had her operation, which went well apparently, so she's just got to do the rehab now. And yeah, let's hope that she's back playing as soon as possible. But it's not going to be this season. But of course, the January transfer window opens soon as well. So it's good news all round at the moment, isn't it? Players are fit. We're back in form. We're playing well, and we've got the opportunity tonight to get this group done and dusted with a game to spare. And who would have thought that when you look at the draw? You know, when we were drawn against the holders for the second year running, and obviously Juventus are a good side, as we know, and to win the group with a game to spare would be a fantastic achievement, wouldn't it? So yes, there's still work to do yet. Let's not get carried away. We've still got to get a result here tonight. And I say I'm sure Lyon are going to be looking to put that right after the first game, where we went over there and produced probably our best performance ever in Europe in a one-off game against a side of that quality. Yes, we won the Champions League before, we know that, but in terms of a game of against that level of opposition, in a game in the Champions League, that's probably our best ever performance, to go away at the holders and win 5-1 in that manner. But yeah, you know, there's no reason why we can't go off and do the same thing again. The only real difference in our team tonight is there's no Beth Mead, of course, as we know. So yes, we're gonna miss her, of course we are, but you know, we've kind of started to adjust and adapt to not having her in the team now. There's been 4 games. Viv stepped up, got 4 goals in those games, and who knows, maybe she'll get another one tonight. Personally, I'd love to see Stina Blackstenia score, actually, because she's had some difficult times in recent games, you know, missing a few chances. She looks a little bit lacking in confidence, and it'd be nice for her to get a goal scoring run back just before obviously we go into the winter break, so that she can come back hopefully in that Chelsea game really firing and looking for some more goals. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting game tonight, I think, you know, simply for the fact that there's so much riding on it for Lyon, and you know they could go out. Imagine that. Imagine if they actually go out of this competition. That would be quite incredible, wouldn't it? Actually, when you think about it, but they could do. They could easily do that tonight. But yeah, we shall see how that goes. But I say Juventus won their game earlier, so they are now on 8 points. So they've gone above Lyon, and we're on 10 points, of course. So we are very, very close to getting that qualification over and done with and done and dusted. If you are with us, please consider giving the video a like. That would be much appreciated. If you are new here, we do cover the women and the men. We give full match commentary to all the watch-alongs. Please consider subscribing as well. And if you click on the bell, you'll get notified every time we go live or produce a video. That would be much appreciated. We've got Terry in the chat. He's a regular on the channel. He says, good evening, Richard. It should be interesting tonight. Let's hope the girls are up for it tonight. I'm sure they will be. What a half year. Fantastic news about our baby Kim coming back. So pleased for her. Yeah, no, exactly. It's such good news, isn't it, to see her back on the bench. I didn't expect to see her until maybe the end of January. So the fact that she's back in the squad now is massive, isn't it? And yeah, get us some minutes tonight, get us some minutes next week, and hopefully by the time we play Chelsea, she'll be back up and running and ready to come back in the side. She's such an important player. But, you know, the fact that we've still managed to get these good results despite missing some very, very key players, you know, obviously Lee Williams has been out for ages, Hafayla Suze has been out for ages, Kim Little, Beth Mead we know is out as well, Lena Hurtig, our new sign, has not really had a chance to really settle in yet. You know, scored a couple of goals in the Champions League, didn't she, against Zurich here at the Emirates in one of the earlier games. And she's back on the bench again today for an injury. So, yeah, there's a lot of good news for Arsenal women at this moment in time. You know, good news off the pitch with the injuries, good news on the pitch with the results. You know, we're basically, joint top of the WSL, yes. Technically, we're 3 points behind Chelsea, but we've got a game in hand. And we are almost on the verge now of qualification out of this difficult group in the Champions League. And I think it shows, doesn't it? When you look at last season's group, you know, when we had Barcelona and we had Hoffenheim as well. That was a difficult group, and we got through, but we struggled a lot, didn't we? You know, Barcelona beat us easily twice, and we sort of muddled our way through. Whereas this year, we've seemed to have learned from that. We seem stronger and we've improved, and now I say we're on the verge of qualifying out of a very, very difficult group with potentially a game to spend. The teams are now coming out of the tunnel. Arsenal being led by captain Leah Williamson, of course, and Lyon's captain is a very familiar figure. Wendy Reynard, of course, the French international, one of the best players in the world, there's no doubt about that. So they're the two captains leading the teams. Arsenal, of course, in their traditional home shirt, red with white sleeves, white shorts and red socks. Lyon look as though they're in their change strip tonight, or it looks like it might well be an all black kit. Coming out very similar to the Arsenal away kit, actually, but not as nice, obviously. So this is now the only place you can see Champions League football at the Emirates this season. Once again, it's with the Arsenal women, and this is going to be a big test for Arsenal tonight. But also, it's a big game for Lyon because they could be on the verge of getting knocked out of the Champions League. They do currently sit a point behind Juventus following Juventus's win earlier this evening. So if we can beat them, they'll need to beat Juventus next week, won't they? So very, very hard times for them potentially. But we need to worry about our own fate, which is in our own hands. A draw tonight wins us the group. A win would be amazing, wouldn't it? What a group stage it would be. And it is a very, very strong Arsenal team. Beth Mead is the only really real big name missing now, and Kim Little's on the bench, but it's a very, very strong Arsenal team. Viv Miedemar is, of course, in fantastic form at this moment in time. 4 goals in 4 games from her. So it's a holiday. You know, maybe she needs a bit more holidays, don't she, sometimes? And brilliant to see her back in great form, playing as well as she's played for a long time, actually, for Arsenal in the last few weeks. Rajandra's in the chat as well. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Hope you're looking forward to this game. It's going to be good, isn't it? It's going to be an exciting game, I'm sure. It's always good to test yourself against the best, and Lyon are the best, aren't they? They're the current European champions. So really, really big test for Arsenal. So just quickly run through our lineup again. In goal, Manu Zinsberger. Back 4, Laura Wainwrighter, Leah Williamson, the captain, Lotta Wilbenmoy and Steph Catley. In midfield, Frida Marnham, Viv Miedemar and Leah Voltin. And the 3 up front, Katie McCabe, Stina Blackstenius and Caitlin Ford. So a very, very strong Arsenal team, of course. Lyon have got some players back in their team. Obviously, they had a few missing when we played them in the first game in October. They've got a couple of those injuries back. So this is how they line up for this big game tonight. So it's Christine Endler in goal. It's Pearl Maroney, Wendy Reynard, Vanessa Giles and Alice Sombach. It's their back 4. It's Aguela Demaris, Lindsay Horan, and of course Danielle van der Donk, who we know very well in midfield. And then up front, I say Delphine Cascarino is back. Melanie Mallard, of course, scored their goal in that 5-1 defeat. And Selma Bash is going to be playing further forward. She was in defence, wasn't she, last time we played them due to the injuries that they had. So we've just done the pre-match formalities. We are just about to get off and underway here at the Emirates. It looks as though Arsenal are going to be attacking a goal to our right in this first half, which is the clock end for those familiar with the Emirates. Yeah, get your score predictions in, guys, before we kick off. Terry says, I like the little smirk on Stina's face. I fancy a goal or two from her. So, yeah, if she needs a goal, I said that before. James gone for a 3-1 win. Mason, Lyon, that what it could do, yeah. Yeah, get your score predictions in. I'm going to go, I think I don't know. I think maybe a draw. I think maybe a draw, if I'm honest. It'd be nice to win, but I'm going for a draw. I'm going to go for a 2-2. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. I'm not saying we can win, and I hope we do win, but I think Lyon are going to be. It's so important to them to get a result here tonight, isn't it? If they lose, they know they're almost going to be out, aren't they? So yeah, I think Arsenal will produce a good performance. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. Let me know what you think in the comments. Be good to know your score, please. With Dangerous confident going for a 3-1 win. Anyway, Arsenal are going to be kicking off, I say, in red and white kit, as you'd expect. Lyon all in black. Arsenal taking the goal to our right. It's going to be Stina Blackstenius to take this kickoff here at the Emirates. And we are off and underway. Big Champions League group game, match day 5. Arsenal need a point to win the group. And anything other than a 5-goal defeat would actually send us through to the quarterfinals. So very, very strong position from Arsenal. We're starting off just playing the ball around at the back. It's with goalkeeper Manu Zinsberger, plays it to Leah Williamson just on the edge of the Arsenal penalty. Gives it back to goalkeeper Zinsberger. Now it's out to Lotte Wubben-Moy over on that far side. She's been playing really well, Lotte Wubben-Moy. She's been keeping her place in the team despite the fact that Souza and Williamson are both fit again, and she's keeping her place for now. Steph Cattanel on that far side plays it in to Stina Blackstenius, plays it back into midfield to Leah Vulti. Now with Lotte Wubben-Moy, Lyon haven't had a touch yet, and we've played coming up to the first minute. Now it's Laura Wainwright on this near side, looking to get forward as she loves to do. She's in great form and she's had a great season. There's no doubt about that. Terry in the chat there says 3-2. That's why to us, that's why Lyon are playing black. Well, potentially we'll see. Let's hope so. 3-2 would be good, wouldn't it? Anyway, Laura Wainwright on his near side again. Still Lyon haven't got a touch. Frida Marnham now in possession for Arsenal. Goes back to Leah Williamson. Now she plays it all the way back to goalkeeper Manu Zinsberg. It's actually midway inside the Arsenal half. Goes short to Lotte Wubben-Moy. Now it's back to Leah Williamson. Still Lyon haven't had a kick yet. It's our ball and you're not having it. That seems to be the way it is for Arsenal. Laura Wainwright down this near side. Puts a cross in towards the far post, but it's a little bit too close to the goalkeeper. Caitlin Ford was coming in. Endler is the first Lyon player to touch the ball. We've played a minute and a half. And the Lyon goalkeeper, the Chilean, this rolls the ball out to that far side, and now it's played square to Wendy Reynard. Of course, she made a big mistake, didn't she, in that first game? Gifted a goal to Caitlin Ford, Arsenal's 4th goal on that night. So I'm sure she'll be looking for a better performance from her. Of course, I say one of the greatest players in the world, isn't she, Wendy Reynard? We saw her play at the Euros for France against Holland in the quarterfinal at Rotherham in the summer. It was great to see her play live, actually. A brilliant player. But I say she made a mistake in that game, in the first game between these two sides. Maybe she'll help us out again tonight. Maybe we'll see. And I also got an attacking throw with on this near side. Laura Wainwright throws it into Viv Miedemar. Not really got in the game yet as Viv, but she's won the ball back there on the edge of the Lyon penalty, but just ran away from her actually. And it is going to be Damaris there just clean up. But that's not a good clearance actually again from Lyon. Trying to play out from the back, and Arsenal again have won the ball back high up the pitch. This is how we started the game over there, really high press and high intensity. And this is what we've done in the first 2.5 minutes here. Frida Marnham had a great game, of course, in Lyon. That was her first start of the season, actually, wasn't it, that night? How brilliant was she? And she's been brilliant ever since. After coming forward again over on that near side, looking for the ball up to Caitlin Ford. It was cut out there, though, by the fullback there for Lyon. Now Arsenal coming forward again. And the ball's been given away over on that far side. Caitlin Ford tries to find Stina Blackstenius, but it was Giles there, Vanessa Giles, who stepped in and won that ball. Next with Leah Williamson for Arsenal, bringing it forward, striding forward in familiar style, finds Laura Wainwright on this near side. Her ball forward was cut out, actually. It's good defending there on this near side. And Lyon now looking to try to launch a counter-attack. Van der Donk in the middle of the pitch plays it out to that far side to Delphine Cascarino. Tries to go past Steph Catley. She's got past Steph Catley. Can she get a cross in? She does get a cross in, but it's too close to Manu Zinsberger. And that's Lyon's first attack of the game. Pretty a decent attacking move for them over on that right-hand side. And the cross came in. But it was just slightly too close there to Manu Zinsberg. A comfortable catch for the Arsenal goalkeeper. We've played nearly 4 minutes. Arsenal 0, Lyon 0. Lyon have just started to settle down into the game now. Wendy Reynard plays the ball to this near side to Moroni. Gets it back again. Reynard plays it in to midfield to Damaris. Reynard again plays the ball up this near side to Moroni. That's a poor ball. Actually, it's cut out well by Laura Wainwright. but it's picked up again in midfield by Damaris, the young Dutch woman. That's a good ball forward, actually. And suddenly now Lyon looking as though they've settled down into this game. That was played back there by Moroni. Back again to Wendy Reynard. Pings a ball long over to that far side. So running behind there by Delphine Cascarino, but she's not going to keep that ball in. It's gone behind for a goal kick to Arsenal. We've played nearly 5 minutes. It's been there's been two sections to these 5 minutes. You know, Arsenal have had possession for 2 minutes, and now Lyon have had possession for 2 minutes. But now Arsenal trying to come forward again. Leah Williams on this near side plays it up the line. That's a good ball there to Katie McCabe. She's actually fouled, is she? No, she isn't. It's going to be a throw to Arsenal on the near side. It was Moroni there with the tackle there on Katie McCabe. It is a throw to Arsenal right in front of the dugouts, actually, on this near side. But it was a free kick taken quickly there by Laura Wainwright. So it looked like it was a foul, actually. So I'm not surprised it was given as a free kick. It did look as though it should have been a free kick. The ball now played over on that far side. Steph Catley gives it back to Lotta Woobenmoy. Arsenal looking comfortable in possession in these early stages. But Lyon have looked dangerous there with that one counter-attack that they had. Got a cross into the box from that far side. Cascarino's always going to be a threat. We know what a great player she is. And I'm sure Daniela van der Donk as well on her return to Arsenal is going to be keen to make an impression as well. That's a ball up the line, a good ball up the line. Finds a run of Stina on this near side. It was Leah Williamson with that ball. She's got Wendy Reynard ahead of her. Stina Blackstenius does well. Finds Laura Wainwright on the counter, on the overlap. Good cross in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Headed behind for an Arsenal corner. That was good play there from Stina. She did well against Reynard. There's a good run actually down the channel. She does run them channels well, Stina, doesn't she? She did well there. She was held up by Wendy Reynard. Good defending from her, but Stina kept the ball, then played it up to Laura on the overlap. The cross came in looking for Caitlin Ford. It's headed behind it. It's going to be a corner to Arsenal. The first corner of the game. We've played just over 6 minutes. It's on this near side. The corner. Can Arsenal get an early lead, as we did, of course, in the away game, and went on to produce one of our best ever away performances there. It's going to be Frida Marnham with this corner from the near side, Arsenal's right. So it's going to be an outswinger with a right foot, Frida Marnham. It's actually not a bad ball to the far post. Wendy Reynard gets her head on it, as she tends to do. In fact, the referee's given a free kick anyway. It's going to be, it was a foul there inside at the 6-yard box, but it was Wendy Reynard's header away. Unsurprisingly, she does win a lot of headers. She's a tall girl, isn't she? Wendy Reynard. She's on the ball again for Lyon. Plays up this near side again to Moroni. This is what it seems to be where they're attacking well in these early stages, but that's not a great ball. Leah Williamson cuts it out, but that wasn't a great ball either. And suddenly Lyon are in, but great defensive play there in midfield from Leah Walty. Anticipated that pass there back. It was from Mallard. She anticipated that, won the ball back for Arsenal, and now we've got the opportunity to get possession again with Lotta Woobenmoy over on that far side. Plays it back to goalkeeper Manu Zinsberger. Gets it back Woobenmoy, and back again to the goalkeeper, and back again to Lotta Woobenmoy. Arsenal started this game looking fairly comfortable in possession, actually, without necessarily offering too much of a threat at the moment. There was that corner just a moment ago, but Arsenal just giving the ball away, maybe overplayed it a little bit there. Steph Catley couldn't control that ball. It's gone out for a throw to Lyon over on the far side, midway inside the Arsenal half. They've taken it quickly there with Sembach, and they're still in possession now with Damaris. Plays it up that far side to Cascarino again, who's done well, got past Steph Catley again, but she hasn't, because Steph Catley's in there with a good tackle, actually. But now it's going to be Lyon's first corner of the game. 8 minutes played. Steph Catley at full stretch there against Cascarino. That's going to be a big battle, isn't it, tonight, you feel, because she's a very good player, Cascarino, but Wendy Reynard's come up for this corner. We know how dangerous she is in the air. They play it short, and it comes into the near post, cleared away by Viv. In fact, the referee has blown a whistle there. I'm not quite sure what's going on. In fact, they're going to have to retake the corner, I think, because the referee wasn't happy with that. And it's going to be the corner being taken again. It's going to be Selma Basher with the corner over on that far side. Lyon's right. Plays it short again. It comes back again to Basher. There's a better angle for a cross towards the far post. It's overhit, and that should go behind for a goal kick to Arsenal. It does. Katie McCabe just sees that out. And Arsenal have got a goal kick. We've played 9 minutes. It's been an interesting 9 minutes, hasn't it? Both teams have had their moments, haven't they? Both teams obviously trying to win this game, which, you know, certainly from a Lyon perspective, that they need to win, don't they? We just need the draw. And let's hope that we haven't got that in our mind that we're just going to play for the draw, because that's a dangerous, risky tactic, isn't it, against a team of this quality. But anyway, Lyon have just picked the ball up again, played through to Danielle van der Donk, plays out to the far side to Basha again, looking for an angle for a shot. If it's Cascarino, sorry. They keep possession well there. It's Lindsay Horan now, the American, and that cross comes in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, but Manu Zinsberger's there. Good catch from her. Gave a shout to the defender in front of her, which was Leah Williamson, and she came and grabbed that ball there. Really good play there from the Arsenal goalkeeper. It was Alice Tombach's cross there from over on that far side. Arsenal try to play out from the back, instead go long up towards Katie McCabe, holds the ball up well, plays it back to Leah Williamson, dinks it into midfield. Not a great ball, actually, but it's free to mine and wins it back now. A little bit of space now for Viv inside the centre circle, gets the ball out of her feet, plays out to that far side. Caitlin Ford got the opening goal away in Lyon, and that was a good ball through, actually. Good work again from Stina Blackstenius, but she couldn't quite keep that ball in. She worked so hard, though, to win that ball. It wasn't a great pass to her, actually, and she did well. Terry says there, well played at the Zins, well held. Yeah, it was a good comfortable. It was a comfortable catch, wasn't it? I mean, in fact, she gave a shout to Leah Williamson to leave it as well. Good goalkeeping there. We've played nearly 10 and a half. We've played just over 10 and a half minutes at the Emirates. It's still Arsenal women nil, Lyon nil. This big Champions League night for Arsenal, looking to seal qualification with a game to spare next week. Of course, the final game of 2022 away in Zurich next Wednesday. We'll, of course, bring you coverage of that game as always. Anyway, Laura Wainwright are now coming forward on this near side. That looked like a foul on Katie McCabe. The ball was played through to her. She's gone down, but it's going to go behind for a goal kick to Lyon. The referee was not interested there in giving a free kick, and it has gone behind for a goal kick to Lyon. We've played 11 and a half minutes at the Emirates. It's still Arsenal nil, Lyon nil. It suits Arsenal for the time being. The pressure is definitely on Lyon tonight, isn't it? When they're coming forward now, this is good play actually through midfield with Selma Basha, plays the ball out to that far side to Cascarino, who's been dangerous so far. Cascarino again on a good run, gets past Steph Catley. No, she doesn't. Brilliant defending again from Steph Catley. That's twice now. It looked as though she's been beaten for pace, but she's come across and got good defensive tackle or blocking. On that particular occasion, it was a good tackle, but it's gone out for a throw to Lyon over on that far side, in line with the Arsenal penalty area, which Sombach is going to take for Lyon, the reigning European Cup winners, of course. Won the title last season, beating Barcelona in the final, didn't they? Great performance that was from them. Coming forward again now with Basha twisting and turning, trying to find an opening, plays the ball square to a player that we know very well. Danielle van der Donk gets it back to Basha. Held out a good tackle there from Viv, and Katie McCabe steps in, and now Arsenal can come forward. Viv done a nice little nutmeg there on her Dutch teammate Van der Donk in midfield, which was quite good there. Quite funny to see, but the ball forward came to nothing, and Lyon now can come forward again themselves up this near side with Moroni playing in the left back position tonight for Lyon. Finds Basha, gives it back again to Damaris, now in to Daniela van der Donk, threads the ball through. It's a good ball to the edge of the penalty. A shot comes in, well defended though by Leah Williamson. It was Mallard who did score the goal away in Lyon for the champions that night. A great ball that was from Van der Donk, threaded it through to the run of the edge of the box of Melanie Mallard, but good closing down from Leah Williamson. So the shot lacked any power, and it was nice and comfortable for Manu Zinsberger, who kicks it long into the Lyon half. It's a good header, though, good defensive header there from Damaris again, who's looking pretty good, actually, just sitting in front of the back four for Lyon, actually. Damaris, the Netherlands international. She's had a decent start to this game. There's a few Lyon fans over on that far side that have made the trip over. Oh, that's a poor ball again from Wendy Reynard, and Katie McCabe picks it up. She finds Viv. She's got Caitlin Ford outside of Viv on the end of the block. She's going to score 5 in 5. No, the shot's blocked. Good defending, actually, in the end by Vanessa Gilles. But it was a poor ball out, actually, from Wendy Reynard again that started that. Well won by Katie McCabe. Viv picked the ball up. It's a little bit of space, Viv, actually. She had Caitlin Ford outside on the far side, but instead she went for the shot, and why not? and in the end, it was blocked by Gilles, the Lyon defender. It was probably going on target, the shot actually, but it was a decent block. With looking to score for a 5th game in a row. She's certainly in the groove again, isn't she? Lyon trying to come forward down this near side. Leah Williamson's across. Brilliant from Leah Williamson. Not once, but twice. Fantastic. You can see what we've missed from the England captain and the Arsenal captain tonight. Leah Walty now plays the ball up that far side. Steph Catley in possession for Arsenal. We've played nearly 15 minutes. It's been a good 15 minutes, actually. Good, exciting game of football between two very, very good sides. Steiner now picks the ball up, lays it off to Steph Catley on that far side. She goes back to Lotta, Woob and Moy. It is still 0-0, but both teams have had opportunities to get a goal, or certainly to threaten a goal. Leah Williamson now swings the ball from right to left, finds Caitlin Ford, a little ball inside to Viv. Viv plays it back again to Caitlin Ford. This is good from Arsenal. Is this going to lead to an opportunity to goal? Caitlin Ford's cross, looking for Caitlin McCabe. She hits it down. Oh, in fact, she was beaten in the air there by Maroney, who's completed the clearance now. But that was a good attack from Arsenal over on that far side. Really, really good football that was. It was a ball played through by Viv to Caitlin Ford, and Caitlin Ford's cross was a good cross actually, but it was cleared away. And Beth Mead there in the stand watching her teammates. Of course, she'll be really, really frustrated that she can't play again this season. What a big miss she is for the team, and potentially for the World Cup for England as well next summer. I mean, she's got a chance to be fit, but we've actually got another injury problem at the moment. Actually, Viv Miedemar's gone down and is receiving some treatment actually at this moment on the pitch, which isn't a good sign, is it? Not quite sure what the problem is, but she's getting some treatment on the pitch at the moment, and let's hope she is going to be okay. She's going to get an opportunity to get a drink as well. In fact, all the players are now coming over to this near side to grab a drink as well, as there's going to be a little bit of a hold up in the play now for Viv to receive the treatment. Rajendra says there, yeah, 26 is good at falling down. That's because she's American. That's why. It's Horan, isn't it? Lindsay Horan, the American. That's why she keeps falling down, because that's what they do. Anyway, Viv's back on her feet again. She seems to be moving okay. Let's hope that injury is nothing to worry about, and she's going to be fine to continue. Let's hope so, because she's in such great form at the moment, isn't she? Viv Miedemar, 4 goals in 4 games, and she's in the best form of the season probably her best form of 2022, actually, if I'm honest. She's certainly looking back towards her best, isn't she? Anyway, it's a throw to Arsenal on this near side. Laura Wainwright is going to take it, throws out the line at 2. Stina Black-Stennis tries to turn away from the defender, but it was good defending actually from Maroney, and Viv can come back on now, of course, having received that treatment. She's had to go off, but she's come back on again, and it is a goal kick though to Lyon, which they have taken quickly. Terry says there, that was Jodie Taylor sitting next to me. That was Jodie Taylor, you're right. It was Jodie Taylor sitting next to me, though, yeah. Of course, former England striker, Jodie Taylor. She's here as well. There's another injury here, actually, on this near side. This time it's Laura Wainwright holding her knee, which is always a worry when you see a player go down holding her knee. This is right in front of the dugout, so it doesn't look too serious, actually. She's kind of getting back to her feet again now, Laura Wainwright. She's definitely made of stern stuff, isn't she? Vinay, as well, the managing director at Arsenal, he is also in the crowd tonight. He's been a big support of the women's team, hasn't he? He's backed them financially as well. He seems to be the one who's generally maybe putting more time into the women's team out of all the guys at the top end of the club, really, the owners and the kind of directors and people like that. He seems to be the one that's really involved with the women's team. Laura's back on her feet again, and now she's going on a charging run up this near side. This is brilliant play from Laura Wainwright. She's made 25-30 yards, plays the ball inside to Stina Blackstead. It wasn't a good ball, actually. Stina claimed that she was fouled there under pressure, but I don't think she was. And Lyon have picked the ball up again. But great run that was from Laura Wainwright. To say just moments after being injured, she charged 40 yards down this near side with the ball, causing havoc for the Lyon defence. But in the end, the ball in to Stina wasn't a great ball, actually, and Stina was put under pressure and lost the ball. But it's been a decent start this from Arsenal. We're looking pretty comfortable. Coming forward again up this near side. This time with Katie McCabe, and she plays the ball back to Leah Williamson. We've played nearly 20 minutes here at the Emirates. It is still Arsenal 0, Lyon 0, but it's been a good start from Arsenal. But that wasn't a good ball that time from Leah Williamson. And Damaris picks it up again, plays it back to Wendy Reynard, the Lyon captain and France captain, of course. Plays it out to that far side to Vanessa Gilles, brings the ball forward and then is held up by Viv, so goes back again to Wendy Reynard. And Reynard gets it back again. Plays a simple ball out to that far side to Vanessa Gilles again. Looks to go long over the top with that ball forward, but Leah Williams is there, good header. Leah Walty picks it up. Actually, it wasn't a great ball from Leah Walty, but she's won it back herself, and then she's fouled by Daniel van der Donk, surprisingly enough, committing a foul. That's unusual, isn't it? It's going to be a free kick to Arsenal, about 10 yards outside the Arsenal penalty area. Just as we do hit the 20-minute mark in this game at the Emirates tonight, it is still Arsenal 0, Lyon 0. A result like that puts Arsenal through as group winners with a game to spare. Wow. Terry says, I didn't know Laura was so quick. Oh, she just gets up and down that wing, don't she, all day long. Brilliant. And she did. Anyway, this time it's actually Lyon coming forward. A great tackle from Leah Walty, finds Stina, but she just tried to lay it off to Viv. Didn't quite get it right there, Stina. And Lyon pick up possession. That's a poor ball out, actually. But luckily for Lyon, they managed to keep possession. Basher drops in and out. She's off on a run. Plays the ball forward to Melanie Mallard. Does a good turn, actually. Plays the ball out to that far side to Cascarino again. Gets it back again. Great defending there. And then it's a foul on Lotta Woubermoy. It's great defending, actually, first of all, by Woubermoy. Mallard is then complaining that she didn't commit a foul, but it was clear that she did. And it is going to be a free kick to Arsenal inside the penalty area. Again, Cascarino was heavily involved in that move. Great defending from Lotta Woubermoy. And then Cascarino definitely held it back. I don't know what she was complaining about. Anyway, Arsenal now coming forward himself. Stina with two players around her, does well this time, holds the ball up and plays it back to Katie McKay. Square in to Leah Walty. Just lays it off nice and simple to Lotta Woubermoy. Plays it into Viv. And now it's Leah Walty, a ball over the top, over on that far side. What a great ball that is. It's going to open this game up. If Caitlin Ford can keep the ball in, she can. Stina's making a run in towards the penalty spot. Caitlin Ford's gone round the outside and tries to get a cross in. And in fact, Damaris has miskicked it out. It's going to be a corner, is it, to Arsenal over on that far side. Great play from Caitlin Ford again. Brilliant stuff from her. She's not been in this game that much as yet. We've been attacking more down the right-hand side, but that was much better there. The ball played out to her over on that far side. It was Leah Walty with the ball. Great play from Caitlin Ford. Her cross was cut out, and it was Damaris there with a missed kick, and it has gone out for a corner over on this far side, which Steph Catley's got across the table on left foot. So again, it's going to be an outswinger. We know how dangerous we can be from set pieces, and we've got plenty of players in the box. Steph Catley with the corner towards the edge of the 6 yard box. Header comes in from Woubermoy. Oh, it's onto the roof of the net. Lotta Woubermoy was with the header. Very, very unlucky there. Lotta, she did score a Champions League goal last season, didn't she, at the Emirates against Wolfsburg, late equaliser. That time there, she was just leaning back there. In fact, she went with the ball. In fact, it may have been Caitlin Ford who got it just ahead of her. But anyway, it just went over the top. Laura Wainwright is in again to win the ball back. In fact, the referee didn't like the challenge prior to that by Katie McKay, but it's going to be a free kick to Lyon. Katie McKay protesting her innocence, as she normally does, but I don't think she was innocent on this occasion. Terry says, unlucky Lotta. Yeah, it was unlucky. Just onto the roof. She was kind of just leaning back. It was always going to be difficult, wasn't it, to get that on target. But yeah, it was a good effort. Again, I say, again, from a set piece, we created a good opportunity, but 23 minutes gone. So what? We're about halfway through, just over halfway through this first half. Arsenal 0, Lyon 0. But Arsenal been the better team so far in this game. Another good performance from Arsenal, you have to say. So far, so good, but still waiting for this breakthrough. Lyon trying to come forward now on this near side. It was Wendy Reynard's ball. It was headed by Moroni, but Arsenal do deal with that. And now it's back with Leah Williamson, Laura Wainwright. Gives it back again to Leah Williamson. Arsenal are playing well, we have to say. We're looking very organised, very strong, and we've definitely been the better team. But so far, we're still waiting for that breakthrough. Oh, good play again from Frida Marno. Couldn't quite get on the end of that. She won the ball. She almost won the ball and then closed it down again. Almost got there, but it just ran away from a little bit. And Lyon now in possession over on that far side with Gilles. It just goes back to goalkeeper Endler. But yeah, it's been a good opening. 25 minutes is for Arsenal. You have to say we've definitely been the better team. we certainly look comfortable playing against an opposition like this, the holders of the Champions League, the winners from last season. And we've more than matched them in this game, and we more than matched them last time, didn't we? Because we beat them 5-1, if you remember. Anyway, Lotte Wubben-Moy over on the far side, just outside the Arsenal penalty area, plays it square to Leah Williamson, and then back again to goalkeeper Manu Zinsberger. And that's back with Lotte Wubben-Moy, exchanges passes with Leah Walty, and then plays the ball square to Leah Williamson. Arsenal just taking the sting out of the game for just a few minutes, just knocking the ball around at the back, maybe trying to suck Lyon in a little bit. Lotte Wubben-Moy gets the ball back again from Steph Catley, and then plays it square again to Leah Williamson. This is good from Arsenal, but we're not really making any progress up the pitches yet. Frida Mana might do, though. She pings the ball over to that far side, looking for Caitlin Ford again. It's a good header, actually, comes in there from Sembach, and Lyon briefly win the ball back, but in fact, they have won the ball back now. This is a good run forward, actually, from Cascarino again. She's definitely been their best player, but Frida Mana was in a great tackle. Cascarino claiming that she was fouled, but the referee is having none of it, and Arsenal back in possession again. It was a good tackle, actually. Good work that was from Frida Mana. Now, Leah Walsh, a little bit of space, plays the ball forward, looking for Viv. It wasn't a great ball, actually, and it was cut out by the Maras. The ball's played forward now to Mallard. Now, again, he's come over to that far side to Cascarino, puts a cross into the edge of the 6-yard box. Manu Zinsberger's there again, plucks that out of the air. In fact, the referee is going to just stop the game because Steph Catley's now injured. She seemed to actually be struggling just a few moments ago. She came across to put a tackle in on Cascarino, and she winced afterwards, and she's gone back down again now, which is a little bit of a worry, actually, isn't it? I mean, yes, we've got Katie McCabe who can drop in at left back if it's a problem, but we don't really want to see Steph Catley injured because she's playing really well at this moment. She had a very, very good season, the Australian. And I say she did look like she had felt a bit of a twinge about 5 minutes ago. And maybe it's just recurred again. We'll see. But Steen has come across to get a drink. But Steph is still on the deck at the moment, sitting down. I think game might be up, unfortunately. It's not looking good for Steph Catley. Just as we're getting some players back, we end up getting another injury, it seems. But let's hope it isn't too serious. I mean, she may well be okay. But as things are at this moment in time, she's still on the floor getting some treatment and not looking very happy. It's a bit of a sparse crowd, you have to say, but it's spread out quite well. So there could be 10,000 maybe. Anyway, the good news is Steph Catley is back on her feet again. And let's hope she can continue because she's an important player for us, isn't she? And she's just gone over to the far side. Terry says they're well held again by the Zins. Yeah, she's looking pretty solid and comfortable in this game. She had a little bit of a shaky game against Man United recently, didn't she? But she's certainly looking much more solid tonight and comfortable. Anyway, it looks as though Steph's going to be okay to come back on again, wearing gloves on this cold night. And wearing long sleeves as well. Some of the players aren't, and fair play to the ones that are in short sleeves. Leah Williamson, one of those players in short sleeves. Laura Wainwright is another one, and of course Katie McCabe. She's always going to be in short sleeves, isn't she? Whatever the weather. Leah Williamson's ball forward, looking for the run there of Katie McCabe. It's going to be a throw to Arsenal on this near side, which Katie McCabe's going to take. No, she's going to leave it instead to Laura Wainwright, who's probably been our best player in these opening 28 minutes. I think so anyway. Everybody's playing pretty well, but she's really stood out. Laura again, brilliant play from her. There was a simple throw though to Frida Marnham. Leah Williamson's looked pretty comfortable and solid as well. In fact, lots of Wubben-Moy has. Defensively, we're looking good in this game so far. And every little threat that Lyon have had, we've dealt with pretty easily and pretty comfortably. So Cascarino has perhaps been the biggest threat over on that far side, but we've dealt with her pretty well so far. Anyway, Leah Walty plays the ball out to that far side to Steph Catley, back on the ball again, following that little injury that she had. Lotte Wubben-Moy now plays it square to Leah Williamson. She just plays it back to Manu Zinsberger, kicks it long through the middle, actually. I don't know if that was meant as a ball through to Caitlin Ford, but it's ran through anyway instead to goalkeeper Christina Endler. And Lyon have got a bit more possession now. 29 minutes played. Arsenal women 0, Lyon 0, which is a scoreline that suits us. It'd win us the group. Not quite enough for Lyon, actually. They'd still have work to do next week against Juventus, wouldn't they? That's a long ball played over the top there. That is going to run all the way through to Zinsberger. And she plays it out to Lotte Wubben-Moy. It was Mallard trying to get on the end of that ball, but it was comfortable in the end. Ran through to Zinsberger. Leah Walter, that's a great ball again from her. Finds Viv Miedemar, plays it on to Caitlin Full. She's got Steph Catley outside. She finds Steph Catley. It wasn't maybe the greatest ball. Steph Catley pulls it back towards the penalty spot, looking for the run of Frida Marnham. But again, Lyon managed to scramble that ball away. But it's going to be a throw now over on the far side. Caitlin Full takes it, throws it in to Viv Miedemar, and here's in a penalty. She does well, Viv. But good defending actually again from Damaris. And now there's a counter-attack on for Lyon potentially. Good play that was there from Mallard. Ball's out over on that far side. It's into Van der Donk. And she plays it back to Sambas. Now it's gone back across to Gilles. Pings the ball to this near side to Wendy Reynard. And Arsenal again have won the ball back. It was Frida Marnham there. Now Katie McCabe finds Caitlin Ford over on that far side. Lays it back to Leah Walty. Had a great game at Aston Villa, didn't she, at the weekend, Leah Walty. She's carried that on into this game in his opening 30 minutes. Lots of Wubben-Moy now on halfway coming forward for Arsenal. Plays it forward to Leah Walty. She turns away from it. Oh, in fact, it looked like a foul there from Lindsay Horan. The referee says no. And now there's an opportunity for a counter-attack with Mallard. Lots of Wubben-Moy comes across with a challenge and a second one. Brilliant from her. And Arsenal again winning the ball back, but Lindsay Horan's actually picked that up. Two great blocks there from Lotta Wubben-Moy. And there's two Lyon players down at the moment. Mallard's one of them. And Lindsay Horan's the other one. Mallard's sort of got up again, but they're both actually struggling at the minute. I don't know what Lindsay Horan's complaining about. She just committed a foul a minute ago that she got away with. And now she's moaning about being fouled. Anyway, the referee isn't having none of it. And the two Lyon players, Horan and Mallard, are both back on their feet again. It was Frida Marnham getting stuck in there in midfield, but Lotta Wubben-Moy just before that. Two absolutely brilliant tackles from her. You know, fantastic again. And she's had a really, really strong game again from Lotta. Not for the first time this season. Anyway, it was Arsenal's throw over on that far side, but we've given the ball back to Lyon, as is the right thing to do. Terry says there, our crosses need to be a bit better into the box. Yeah, they do. You're right. The crosses need to be a bit better, but you know, we've played well. We've played well in this opening 32 minutes. We've been a much better team, and if we keep playing like this, the more chance we haven't had really. I mean, the goalie hasn't had a save to make yet. Well, neither goalie has. But we just won the ball back high up the pitch again. This is a really strong performance from Arsenal, you have to say, against the reigning European champions. Sorry, that's a foul inside the centre circle there on Stina Blackstenius there from Damaris, and the referee agrees, and it is a free kick to Arsenal inside the centre circle. Can Arsenal find this goal in the first half? It is still 0-0, but I say we'll be happy with a 0-0 overall, I suppose, wouldn't we? Because it would win us the group, but we would be really nice to win this game. We've certainly been good enough to win this game so far. But we're still waiting for that really big chance, aren't we, to score? And of course, next Wednesday, the early kickoff, the 5:45 kickoff. It is, of course, away in Zurich, where let's hope Arsenal can finish this Champions League campaign in style. We finished a year in style. It's been a good year, hasn't it? And we will be looking back on the year next Friday on the Arsenal Women's Weekly. There's another show, of course, this Friday. Just to remind you what's coming up on the channel, you know, tomorrow we've got the Arsenal Women's Weekly show, looking back on the Aston Villa game, looking back on this game, looking ahead to Zurich. We'll have Amar's quiz question as well. That'll be coming up tomorrow. On Sunday, we may well do a watch along of the World Cup final, France against Argentina. Potentially, I haven't decided whether to do that or not yet. Let me know if you'd enjoy that if we did it. That would be that. And of course, moving in to next week, the last week before Christmas, next Wednesday, of course, is a watch. Now, Arsenal coming forward. Viv over on that far side tries to curl the ball in to the run there of Katie McCabe. Can she keep it in? I don't think she did. In fact, she didn't. I don't know why Viv maybe didn't try a shot then. She got a little bit of space over on that far side, Viv Miedemar, but she wasn't able to get across or a shot in the end. And it went across the goal and it went out. But again, it was good play from Arsenal, winning the ball back high up the pitch. So next week we'll have a couple of things going on the channel. I say next Wednesday, Champions League, Arsenal women against Zurich. That we're bringing you that one live about 5:30. We'll probably do another 1 or 2 shows in the week as well. The Arsenal Social Extra will probably be on next week as well. So please join the guys for that. Terry says, brilliant by Stina, terrible by Viv. Yeah, Viv seemed to be stuck in 2 minds, didn't she? Whether to pass it or whether to shoot. And in the end, she really did neither. And just decision making, isn't it, in those situations? A decision making is usually better than that. And it just wasn't on that particular occasion. But yeah, I mean, that's all that was really, wasn't it? But yeah, it was a good play from Stina just before that to win the ball and play it through to her. And Arsenal have done that well in this game. We're winning the ball back high up the pitch. Anyway, Lindsay Horan now. Again, Arsenal win the ball. That's time it's Katie McCabe. Lindsay Horan battling away. Surely that's a foul there, but the referee says no. Van der Donk took too long, and Laura Wainwright took the ball off her. She's had a great game, Laura Wainwright, you have to say. She's just done well again on this near side. Finds at Leah Williamson. Tries to go around the outside of Van der Donk, and she does. In fact, the referee has given a free kick to Arsenal. We've now into the last 10 minutes of the first half here at the Emirates. It is still Arsenal 0, Lyon 0, but it's been a very, very good performance from Arsenal so far. We're certainly in good form at the moment, aren't we? Playing some really good football, finding our form again. We had a little dip, didn't we? That Man United game and the Juventus game maybe just after as well, but we're certainly in our groove again now, and we're certainly in our groove tonight. Laura Wainwright there plays the ball forward. Surely that's a foul through the back there of Stina Blackstone's referee says no. How is that not a foul? She's gone right through the back of her. Jesus Christ. Anyway, Lyon have given the ball away over on that far side. Leah Walty now plays it in to Frida Marnham. And Arsenal again back in possession, back in control, and looking very, very accomplished indeed. So if this finishes in a draw, Juventus will actually be above Lyon going into that last game. They'll be level on points. So Lyon would have to win. But should we win, then it's going to put them in an even worse position, isn't it? Anyway, Arsenal coming forward now. Lotta Wubenmoy plays the ball through the lines. That's a good ball, actually. Finds Viv Miedemar. She plays the ball back to Leah Williamson. And now it's with Leah Volti coming forward for Arsenal. Plays the ball out to that far side. Terry says Stina clattered there. Yeah, she was completely clattered right through the back of her. I mean, it had to be a free kick. The referee said no. Anyway, Arsenal are back in possession with Lotta Wubenmoy. This is very patient from Arsenal. Very sensible play, actually. We're keeping possession well. And, yeah, we're kind of trying to force Lyon onto us to create some space in behind. And it's working because we've had 1 or 2 good opportunities. The final balls let us down a little bit. Anyway, we're coming forward again now. This is really good play. Stina, can she get all she's done well there? Was she fouled by Wendy Rayner? Referee says no, but we've got the ball anyway. Katie McCabe on this near side. Plays across to the edge of the 6-yard box all the way through. Coming at the far post, Caitlin falls. She couldn't quite get there. Ball just bent away from her there. She was steaming out of the far post. Lovely cross there from Katie McCabe. Good play from Stina again in the middle of the pitch. Looks as though she may have been fouled there from Wendy Rayner. She just got a nick on the ball, I think. But anyway, Laura Wainwright have found Katie McCabe onto her left foot. Swung that cross in. Oh, just swung away from Caitlin at the near post. That could have been the opportunity there for the first goal. But it did go behind for a goal kick. We've played 38 minutes at the Emirates. It is still Arsenal 0, Lyon 0. But Arsenal have been much the better team against the European champions. And as we said at the very start of the show, no team has ever beaten Lyon home and away in the same European campaign. So Arsenal could be making some history in this game tonight. And we've certainly started this game well enough to suggest that we can do that. But so far, still no goals. Laura Wainwright is in again with a block. And then she charges down at the clearance as well. What a first half it's been from, what a season it's been from her. Just following on from how she was playing in the Euros, of course, back in the summer where she was fantastic for Austria, wasn't she? And now she's got herself a regular place in the team and fully deserved as well. Anyway, Frida Marnham just wins the ball back. But suddenly now there's a little bit of space now on this near side. That's a good run actually coming forward there from Moroni. But again, Frida Martin's picked up possession for Arsenal. Tommy says there, is our Laura playing? Indeed she is, and she's playing very, very well, as you would expect what we've come to expect from Laura these days. And Arsenal now want to throw over on that far side in front of where the main majority of the fans are. Melanie Mallard there's complaining about that, and in fact Maroney's now gone down on this near side. The fullback there, Pearl Maroney, and she's going to require some treatment. There's been a few injuries. I know it's cold, and sometimes any little knock when you're cold feels 10 times worse, doesn't it? Tommy says she's my hero. Well, rightly so. She's a fantastic player. She's having a fantastic game, and she's having a fantastic season. Charging up and down that right-hand side tonight, she's been absolutely brilliant so far. And yeah, she's been instrumental in keeping us on the front foot, actually. She had a brilliant game again. We just expect that now, though. It's almost like it's got to the point now where you almost just expect Laura to play like this, don't you? It's just standard, isn't it? Standard from her every single game, which is great to see. Anyway, Pearl Maroney is now back on her feet again, and whether she can continue or not, we'll have to wait and see. It looks like an ankle problem that she's got. It's a throw to Arsenal over on that far side. Steph Catley takes it, finds Lotta Woobermoy. Now it's with Leah Williamson bringing the ball forward for Arsenal. Maroney's back on the field. She's not moving particularly not particularly well, actually. Anyway, Katie McKay's now picked the ball up, pings it over to that far side. What a great ball that is for Caitlin Ford again over on that far side. Caitlin Ford, can she get a cross in? She's coming to the edge of the penalty area, just inside the penalty area now. All try to find Katie McKay on the edge of the box. It was cut out. Again, that was good play, though. Caitlin Ford getting in behind time after time. Also coming forward again over on that far side. This time it's with Steph Catley. Can she get a cross in? She does get a cross in. It's going to come all the way to Laura Wainwright to inside the box on this near side. Can she put it back into the box again? She does. Towards the far post, headed behind from it was from Damaris, actually. It's going to be another corner to Arsenal. This is great stuff. Great stuff. We've got a magnificent Jaffa in the chat. How are you doing? He says, hello, Richard. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're well. Good to see you again. Tommy says there, it was so cold at Villa tonight. I had to dodge the Emirates. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely cold. There's no doubt about that, and I don't blame you either. Terry says, what a pass from Katie. Tommy says, at Sunday night. I was like, yeah, of course, yeah, Villa was cold on Sunday. It was indeed. Anyway, it's a corner now to Arsenal on that far side, which Steph Catley is lining up to take. So it's going to be an outswinger again with that left foot like Messi as the chant goes towards the penalty spot. Good header out by Wendy Reynard. It's going to have to be a good ball in to beat her in the air, isn't it? It's going to be a good header. Anyway, Leah Walty now plays a ball towards the edge of the penalty area, headed away actually. Stina under pressure there from two defenders. But again, Arsenal picks it up with Katie McCabe. But she maybe took too long to decide what to do actually. And now, great play from Leah Walty again. In fact, the referee's given a free kick. The foul by Katie McCabe. Brilliant play actually from Leah Walty. Won the ball back. Rajandra says there, Mo to score now. Yeah, we will score now because Jaffar's just come in. He came in the other day and we just scored, didn't he? Jaffar says that we are moving the ball very slowly. There's no movement. Well, I don't know. I think we've been patient, and then we're kind of sucking them in, aren't we? And then we're trying to get in behind. It's working quite well. Anyway, Damaris has just gone down injured. It's another tackle from Katie McCabe, and we're going to have the trainer back on again. There's been, I say, a few times the trainer's been on in this first half. It looks like a neck kind of injury there from the young Dutch woman who's just getting back onto her feet again. Wendy Reynard's helping her up. Katie McCabe it was at the heart of that, as she generally is, isn't she? You have to say, but a good play again from her. But this one is a free kick inside the Lyon half. Wendy Reynard now. And it's back with Damaris, who's back on her feet again now. Looks okay. Plays the ball to this near side to Lindsay Horan, faced by Viv Miedemar. That ball played into midfield there by Lyon, by Wendy Reynard, into the centre forward, Mallard. They're trying to come forward again. Damaris this time with a ball over the top, looking for the run in behind there of Van der Donk, I think it was anyway. Frida Minor brings the ball forward, but the pass to Stina wasn't great. It was cut out, and now Lindsay Horan can come forward for Lyon. It's now on this near side with Morelli. Gets the ball back again. Maroney, can she get a cross in? She does get a cross. It's not a bad cross over towards the end of the 6-yard box. A bit of space at the far side. What a block that was there. Was it Steph Catley at the far post? That would have been a goal. But we haven't cleared it away yet. Danielle Van der Donk shots deflected. What a block that was from Steph Catley. That is a goal-saving block there from the Australian. Brilliant stuff from her. Wow. Looked as though that was going to be the goal there for Lyon. It was a good cross actually down its near side by Morelli. There's a brilliant ball in to the edge of the 6-yard box. Everybody missed it. Came to the far post. It was Basher. It was. What a block that was from Steph Catley. And the final shot from Van der Donk was deflected behind for a corner, which they've taken short. And who's won the ball? It's Laura over on that far side. Wow, what a run this is from Laura. She's done really well over on the left-hand side. Gets into the Lyon half. Then she's fouled, is she? The referee says no, actually. But then there's a foul there from Katie McCabe, who's complaining about the first foul that wasn't given. What great play that was. Katie McCabe now getting involved with Daniela Van der Donk. They know each other very well, of course. But yeah, it did look like a foul actually on Laura. But what a great bit of play from Laura there, playing in an unfamiliar left-back role she was at that moment now. Got forward over on that left-hand side again, eating up the ground. And in the end, it was a foul by Katie McCabe. We've got 3 minutes of stoppage time to come. We're just into that now. Terry says there, what a block by Katie. That was fantastic, wasn't it? That's a goal-saving block, that. And Jeffar says there, McCabe is giving very silly free kicks. Yeah, she is. Yeah, she needs to calm down. Yeah, she does need to calm down. You're right. Terry says Katie and DVD. Yeah, they did get involved there, which was quite funny. Anyway, ball playing into the box. Another good defensive play that was from Woobermoy. Oh, it's a goal. They've scored, Lyon. Bit of a scrappy goal it was. I think it's Mallard with it. The free kick played into the box. It was good defending initially from Lotta Woobermoy. Don't quite know what happened there. We never really got the ball clear the second time. A header came in. I think it was from Mallard. It seemed to loop into the net. It almost didn't even reach the back of the net. It just kind of looped over the line. And it was Mallard who, of course, did score in the first game. And that's against the run of play. That has to be said. And it came from that free kick. In fact, it's been given as a Frida Marnham own goal. Let's just have a look at this again. The ball was played into the box. It was a decent ball into the box, actually. Lotta Woobermoy did well. It was headed back. In fact, Mallard was offside. And then Mallard didn't get a touch, and Frida Marnham just in behind her has knocked it into her own net. Unfortunate there. I mean, Mallard was offside. Surely she's interfering with play. She's run across the front of the defender. So she's active in the play. She was offside, although she didn't actually touch the ball. But anyway, the goal's been given. It is 1-0 to Lyon in the final few moments of this first half. And they don't really deserve that. Arsenal been the better team. And it was a very, very scrappy goal. And it is going to go down as an own goal by Frida Marnham. Arsenal now looking to try to come forward. Viv now picks the ball up. She's not really been in the game too much in this first half, has she, really? Anyway, Leah Walters had a great first half. Surely she's fouled there. Referee says no. And now Arsenal pick the ball up. Now we've got an opportunity here. Katie McCabe on this near side, running at that Lyon defence, cuts inside on that left foot, plays it back to Frida Marnham. In fact, Viv's gone down injured again, which is a bit of a worry, actually, in the challenge just before. Let's hope this isn't a serious injury. We're just getting some players back. We don't need any more injuries, but this is not looking good, actually, for Viv. She's gone down. Good to see Danielle Van der Donk around her there. Of course, Dutch teammate, and of course, used to play together at Arsenal, didn't they? But this is looking a bit of a worry, actually, as we're now moving towards the end of these first half. That the 3 minutes of stoppage time is going to be a bit more added on there. But the goal is going to go down as a Frida Marnham own goal. Very, very unfortunate there. And Arsenal find themselves behind. I mean, she's offside there, Mallow, when the header comes in. Everybody misses it, and Frida Marnham trying to get in the right position to clear it as it's just bounced off her and gone in. Very scrappy goal, very unfortunate goal. And it's a goal against a run of play. In fact, Viv is still down. Not quite sure what's happened there. But I don't think that they're bringing a stretcher on. This isn't looking good at all, this, for Viv. She's been in great form, as we said, since she came back into the side. And now this doesn't look good at all with the stretcher coming on. She's not really moved, Viv, actually. There's a lot of players around her looking quite concerned. This is not looking good, actually. Not quite sure what the problem is. But it looks as though Viv isn't going to be able to continue. Let's just hope it's not too serious. She looks in quite a bit of distress on the pitch, actually, Viv. This isn't looking good at all. Not really sure what happened there either. We might get a replay maybe. Terry says, oh no, this don't look good. It doesn't, mate. It doesn't look good at all. It's very, very concerning. The fact that some of the Lyon players as well, I mean, obviously, Van der Donk knows it. Well, we're just going to see it again here. It looked like Leah Wolsey was fouled, and Viv went into the challenge. Oh, it's just the way she's landed. That looks bad. Oh, dear, that looks bad. That actually looks like it could be a very, very serious injury. It was just the way she landed. I've got a feeling this could be an ACL. I don't want to think it, but the way she landed there, that does not look good at all. In fact, it looks absolutely horrible. You see, it wasn't a challenge from a player. It was just that she overstretched her leg, and as she's landed, all her weight went on it. And this is looking very, very serious. They are now trying to roll her onto the stretch. She's looking like maybe an ankle. It might be an ankle problem the way she landed. But they are strapping her ankle together. It looks like it may well be an ankle injury. This looks bad actually for Viv. It really does. And yeah, it's very, very serious. She's getting her leg strapped now on the stretcher. Well, she's actually getting her legs strapped before she goes on the stretcher. That's how serious it is. This is looking bad and not what we wanted to see at all. Viv is getting stretchered off the pitch here. She's in a lot of pain, and this isn't good. And let's hope it's not as bad as it looks, but it looks really, really serious, actually. It looks really, really serious. And yeah, that is not what we wanted to see at all. And Viv is getting stretchered off. And Beth has come down as well to the side of the pitch. That doesn't look good, actually, for Viv. And she's getting a big round of applause from the crowd, and rightly so, as she gets stretchered off. This is not good at all. Not good news for Viv. Obviously, not good news for Arsenal, but most importantly, it's not good for her. Let's hope it's not as bad as it looks, but you have to say at this point in time, it looks serious. It looks really, really bad, and that is not what we wanted to see. Beth is obviously looking concerned on the side as well. Viv's in a lot of pain, and she's going to be put onto another stretcher now. That is just not good at all. The way she landed there was horrible, really, really bad. And yeah, Terry says, Viv looks in a lot of pain. Yeah, she does. And yeah, that was not nice at all. And we are now into the final few seconds of this first half. I mean, the stoppage time was almost up, but obviously there's been a big delay, so we'll have a couple more minutes to play probably. I don't think we've made a substitution yet, actually. We're probably going to wait until half-time, you would imagine, before doing that. It'll probably be Jordan Nobbs to come on, you would have thought. Anyway, Stina Blackstenius now plays the ball into Katie McCabe. There's still time for Arsenal to maybe get a goal. At the moment, it doesn't seem almost that important with what we've just witnessed with Viv Miedemar there. But anyway, the half-time whistle has now gone. And the score is Arsenal 0, Lyon 1. But really, at this moment in time, that doesn't seem particularly relevant after that terrible, terrible injury suffered by Viv Miedemar right at the end of that first half. We await to see what's happened, but it doesn't look good. And yeah, that is a big worry. But the half-time score is Arsenal 0, Lyon 1. It was an own goal from Frida Marnham right at the end of that half. But the big concern for everybody is how Viv is, because that was not, it didn't look good at all. Very, very distressing. And yeah, let's just hope that it's not as bad as it looked, but you have to fear that could be quite a serious injury on top of all the other serious injuries that we've had this season. And, you know, we've mentioned it before. We've said it a few times on the show, haven't we, that the schedule that they're expecting these girls to play with the internationals as well is just, it's too much. It's too much football. And I don't really any doubt about that. And we're starting to see now, I mean, you know, it's not just Arsenal that's been affected by these injuries. You know, we've seen Lyon players have had a lot of injuries of their own. And it's it's a big problem. It needs to be looked at going forward, because you can't sustain the game with this schedule on the players, this much strain on their bodies. You can't do it, and it's been clear. Anyway, just some stats then for that first half. Arsenal 59% possession. There was only one attempt on target. That was Lyon's. They've had 5 off target. Arsenal only had 1 off target, so we haven't really created enough chances, even though we've played well. We've had 3 corners to Lyon's 2. We completed 201 passes and Lyon 158. So we were certainly the better team territorially, but we haven't really created anything yet. 1 attempt off target. That must have been that header from the corner, wasn't it? From Lotte and Moy that went onto the roof of the net. Anyway, Viv scored. I say she scored in the last 4 games, but we're going to have to make do certainly without her goals in this game, and looking at that injury potentially for a long time as well. Agenda says there, Viv hopefully will be get well as soon as possible. Yeah, I mean, we don't really know, do we, what that was? They just got an interview actually with Daniel van der Donk. See if we can just hear a bit of this. Yeah, she was just saying our concern. She said it didn't look great. Oh, we know it didn't look great. It looked horrible. Anyway, let's wait and see what happens. We don't want to speculate too much for now. Vijendra says, who are our strikers on the bench? We don't have a striker on the bench. We've got Jordan, we've got Lena Hertig, I don't know how fit she is, Manu Bocci, of course, Kim Little as well. It's just the way things go, isn't it? You know, we just get Kim back in the squad, and then we lose Viv, which potentially looks as though it's going to be a very, very long time, and that is not great, is it, to see? It's horrible. Anyway, we'll wait on any updates that we get on terms of that, but it's certainly not looking great, is it? In terms of the game itself, I mean, I thought we played pretty well in that first half, if I'm honest. I really do. I thought we were a better team. I thought we played some good football. We won the ball back high up on the pitch. We were stretching them at times, but yeah, we didn't create anything. As we said, 1 effort a goal, and that was a header from a corner that went just over the bar, and that's it. So that's not. If you want to win football games at this level, as well as we were playing, you've got to create more chances, and we haven't done that in that first half. We're going to have to reorganise slightly now as well, aren't we? I would imagine probably Jordan Nobbs will come on, if I'm honest. I think she'll be the one that will come on at half time, and possibly move Frida Marnham into that number 10 position where she was playing really well, wasn't she, a few weeks ago? So I think that's probably what we'll do. And Jordan Nobbs will probably sit in midfield. Probably, you'd imagine, looking at who's on the bench, that would make the most sense, wouldn't it? Really. But yeah, we'll see exactly what happens in the second half. But yeah, it was a good performance from Arsenal. I thought we played well in that game, but yeah, in the final third, we were just a little bit short, wasn't we, in quality in that final third? And yeah, the goal that we conceded was very, very scrappy, an own goal. It come down as a ball into the box, wasn't really cleared. It was headed across by, I think it was Selma Basher, wasn't it, with a header across, and Frida Marnham unfortunately kind of deflected it into her own net, an empty net it was. So yeah, it was a scrappy goal, but I felt we deserved more than that, actually. Anyway, it's what's happened. Terry says there, the only good thing, I suppose, that the women seem a lot tougher than the men's side. Fingers crossed. We were all worrying about nothing. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. That looked to be really bad. I've got to be honest. You know, that just looked horrible. And yeah, let's hope it's not as bad as it looked, but I'll be amazed if it isn't. I've got to be fair. Rajendra says that Jordan might go up front. No, I don't think Jordan will go up front. I think what more likely is happening is I think Jordan will probably drop into midfield, and I think Frida Marnham will probably move into that number 10 position. That's what I think is going to happen. Just looking at, you know, the way that we've been playing recently, and I think that's probably what will happen, if I'm honest. But we'll see. Obviously, we'll wait till the second half to start and see exactly what the situation is. and see what happens there. It looked like only it did, didn't it? It looked like she overstretched, and the way she landed, her leg got stuck on the ground, and her body's the momentum of her body's sort of it's just horrible. It was just horrible. Anyway, let's keep our fingers crossed anyway until we get actual more news on it. But we'll see what happens there. What's that mean? Number 90. I say number 90. What does that mean exactly? Sorry. But anyway, yeah. I mean, it looks horrible injury. It's kind of overshadowed everything now. And as much as we want Arsenal to come back in the second half and get the draw that we need, or potentially win the game, that's completely overshadowed it, really, hasn't it? But anyway, what can we do? False 9 for Jordan. I see what you mean. Well, no, we don't need a false 9, do we? Because we've got Stina as the real number 9. I will just put Frida in behind as she was before, earlier in the season, and it worked well, didn't it? So I think that's probably the way to go, and then just put Jordan in the midfield alongside Leah Balti. That makes the most sense to me, but we'll see. Or Jordan could potentially play that number 10 position herself, couldn't she? But we'll see what happens. But yeah. But yes, it's kind of hard to even think about the game now, isn't it? After that, really. But anyway, hopefully in the second half we can get what we deserve from this game, because I feel as though we deserve something from the game, because I thought we played well in that first half, and it's just unfortunate that we fell behind. But yeah, it's. Let's hope we can get the result in this game. I say if we can get a draw now, get the job done, and then we can relax next week, can't we? Without having to worry about needing a result. I mean, I think even a narrow defeat tonight would still send us through, wouldn't it? I know it's going to be. You don't want to qualify like that there by losing a game, especially in the circumstances that has happened tonight so far. But it's only half time. We have played well, and I've got no doubt that we can somehow manage to find a way back into this game. I really think that we can, and hopefully we will. But let's see. We've still got a second half to come. We're a little bit unfortunate to be losing, but that's football sometimes, isn't it? So anyway, we will see what happens. Don't forget, please give it a like if you're enjoying the show. If you are new here, please consider subscribing as well. We do cover a lot of the Arsenal women, of course, at the men as well, and other bits and pieces. And click on the bell as well so you get notified every time we go live or produce a new video. Coming up on the channel and tomorrow night, 7:30, we've got the Arsenal Women's Weekly. We'll be looking back at the week. So the Aston Villa game, we'll be looking back at this game. Obviously, hopefully we'll have a little bit more update on Viv, and hopefully she's okay. We'll obviously talk about that tomorrow as well, and look ahead to the Zurich game on next Wednesday. That's going to be the show tomorrow night with the guys. Don't forget to join us for that 7:30, and then at the weekend, I don't know. We might do a watchdog of the World Cup final. We'll see. I might do. It all depends really if I can be bothered. I will watch the game, which is where I can be off to watch along a bit. And then of course next week we will be back. The Arsenal Social Extra will be back with Adam and Steve, the last one before Christmas. I say we'll have the watch along of the Arsenal women in Zurich in the Champions League, the final game of the year for the women, and we'll probably throw together one or two other bits and pieces as well. There's a few ideas I've got for some stuff, which some of them are going to wait till next year, but I might throw one in maybe next week, or we might just have a little, just calm down, have a little bit of a break before Christmas, because obviously once Boxing Day's back with the return of the Premier League, it's going to start getting really, really busy again, isn't it, on the channel? So I might have a little break and ease off a little bit with the stuff for next week, and maybe just do the watch along. Obviously, Adam and Steve will be in for their show, and obviously, what we're going to do next Friday is the Women's Weekly review of the year 2022, and that'll be on the 23rd of December. So that's going to be good. We're looking back on the year as a whole, the start to this season as well. And all that kind of stuff. So that's going to be a good show as well. But other than that, we probably won't do much else before Christmas now. Just ease down a little bit. Anyway, we're going to be getting ready for the second half of this big game. Lyon are so far so good for them. They need a result here today. Obviously, a win for them would put them in a really, really strong position, wouldn't it, to qualify from the group. We've got Promise Entertainment Top TV. How are you doing? It says get Mana on Mana watching. Yeah, well, potentially. I don't think he'll bring on at half time, if I'm honest. Regenda says I ex-Arsenal player to win it for France. It looks better than he did for us. Yeah, potentially. I mean, he's done well, hasn't he, Giroud? I know you're referring to. Just a little bit of news. It looks as though Rafaela Souza might be coming on because she's certainly warming up on the pitch quite vigorously without, in the kit. So it looks like she might be coming on potentially then for Viv. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work in terms of shape of the team. But anyway, we'll see what happens with that in a moment. It does look as though Rafaela Souza is warming up quite vigorously at half time, as though she's going to be coming on. So we'll see how that works. Unless we're going to make another substitution as well, potentially. Who knows? We'll have to see. Regina says, Katie up front. Well, Katie could be up front, yeah, but it's not up front we need to change, is it? We need to get someone in the number 10 position where Viv just come off. So, I think the front three is pretty much okay as it is. And then I would push Frida Marnham onto number 10 and I would bring Jordan on. But it looks as though Rafaela Souza is definitely coming on because she's warming up on the pitch at this moment in time and she's ready to come on. Whether we're making two subs at half time or just the one, I'm not sure. Is Leah Williamson going to come off at half time? They seem to be swapping them at the moment to ease them both back in. But anyway, we'll see what happens. But it looks like Rafaela Souza is almost certain. Well, she is definitely coming on for the second half. We're not quite sure yet who it is that's going to be going off. She did a really intense warm-up. She's not got a tracksuit on. She's got a kit ready to come on. So you would assume that it is going to be Rafaela Souza to come on. Whether that's just a one change or whether we're going to be making another one as well, or whether she's coming on for Viv. I'm not quite sure. I don't know how that would work. As we're changing shape of the team, three at the back potentially, pushing the fullbacks on a bit more. I don't know. Anyway, we'll soon find out. And I say there could potentially be another substitution as well. We don't know, but we definitely do know that Rafaela is definitely coming on. She's just getting checked now, getting her boots checked and everything like that. So she's definitely coming on. We'll just see the ball. It will say if it's the only one, if she is coming on. In fact, Lyon are making a substitution as well. Henri is coming on. Anadine Henri, who scored that great goal in the Champions League final last year, didn't she? Rafaela Souza's come on for Viviana Miedemeier. So that is a change, actually. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work, but we'll find out. And obviously, Anadine Henri is coming on as well for Lyon. And who's going off? It's Danielle van der Donk, actually. So Danielle van der Donk's gone off for Anadine Henri. So that's their substitution there. I thought van der Donk did okay in the first half. Anyway, Terry says, did anyone see Magic and Tony last night? Magic had and his guests have been smashing that show. Unbelievable, yeah. Cost me another £10 for another book. Yeah, that's great. I've got that book, actually. That was a great show last night, yes. Really, really good. And Melvin is doing a fantastic job on that show as well. And the guests as well. It's been a brilliant show. And we've really enjoyed that. Yeah, that was a good show. If you missed it, do catch up on it. It's still on the channel. It's worth watching. Regeneral says back three by the looks of it. Yeah, it does look as though we've done that, yeah. And Terry says a wrath run for Viv. We are back off and underway in the second half. It does look as though we are playing three at the back, actually. It's Leah Williamson gone into midfield. I think Leah Williamson might have gone into midfield, I think she has. I think Leah Williamson's gone into the defensive midfield position. She has. Actually, that makes sense now. You think about it. She's played that role for England very, very effectively. And it looks as though Leah Williamson's gone into midfield. Frida Marnham just gone into that number 10 position where she was so effective a few weeks ago when Viv was out. And that's it. And obviously, Rafaela Souza's come into the back, and Lotta Wildenmoy's now gone to the right-hand side of the of the two central defenders. That's how we've reorganised that, and that's a sensible decision actually from Jonas. Anyway, Lyon coming forward down that far side, and again it's Laura Wainwright who had a great first half, didn't she? Tried to play the ball up the line, looking for Stina, but the ball's run away, and it's gone back to goalkeeper Endler now for Lyon. So yeah, giving Leah Williamson a run in midfield, which is she can do a job there. We know she can. She's a fantastic footballer, so why not? And let's see how that works in this second half. We've only played a minute and a half as things stand. We've got a throw on this near side. So there was that change from Lyon as well. Van der Donk was taken off, actually. A little bit surprised about that, unless she had an injury or unless she was a bit distressed by the Viv injury. Who knows? Sometimes it affects people, doesn't it, when your close friend gets an injury like that. Anyway, Arsenal are coming forward now on this near side with Caitlin Ford, plays the ball inside to Leah Walter, who had a fantastic first half. Caitlin Ford's got it back again, lining up across, but not really too many players in the box, actually. That's the problem there. We've managed to keep possession. Obviously, we're going to have to start creating a few more chances in the second half, aren't we? Terry says Jonas stealing England's tactics. Well, yeah, I guess so. I mean, he did mention it earlier in the season, didn't it? It was an option that to potentially play her in midfield if necessary, and it's necessary today, and that's what he's done. And fair play. Let's see how Leah gets on there. She can play there because we've seen her play there, and I say she's an exceptional footballer, and that's. If you're going to play in midfield, that's the battle, isn't it? If you're a good footballer, you'll be able to play there, and she certainly is. And I've got no concerns about that at all, actually. I hadn't considered that when we looked at Rafaela coming on. I hadn't really considered Leah going into midfield, actually. But, yeah, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it, now? But well done, Jonas, for, nicking England's ideas, which, of course, work. Having said that, of course, Leah Williamson did play the whole of the Euros in defence, didn't she? After playing all of the warm-up games and a lot of the World Cup qualifiers in midfield. Anyway, Lotta Wilburn-Wise done well again, actually. She's had a good game, Lotta, tonight, you have to say. Leah's on the ball now, actually, in midfield, plays that ball through over on that far side. It's come to Stina, finds Katie McCabe. Is this going to be the chance? Katie McCabe inside the box. Can she get a shot away? Oh, lack pace and power. It's an easy save in the end for Endler. That was much better from Arsenal. Katie McCabe found herself free over on that right-hand side. On a right footed shot, not really a strongest side, of course, and that chance went begging. But that was good from Arsenal, actually. Good. It was a good attack. Leah Williamson again in midfield, started the previous attack. Steph Catley plays it on to Caitlin Ford, gives it back again to Leah Williamson. Dinks the ball over the top into Frida Marnham, but it was just a little bit too difficult ball to get under control from Leah Williamson. And it's gone all the way through for a goal kick. Terry says, Katie, terrible shot, good build up. Yeah, it was on her right foot, wasn't it? Never her strongest side, is it? And she just didn't get hold of it at all. But it was a good attack from Arsenal. It just goes to show that we can get in behind them. We've done it a few times. And there's a mistake at the back there, actually, from Sembach. Alice Sembach, so it's gone straight out there for a throw to Arsenal on this near side, which Steph Catley is going to take. For Arsenal, throws it up the line looking for Caitlin Ford. It's going to be another throw there. It was Damaris there, knocked that ball out. It's another throw which Steph Catley again is going to take. This time she does find Caitlin Ford, gets it back again. Steph Catley, can she get a cross in? She just held up briefly. In fact, she just lost out there to Sambach. Oh, and Caitlin Ford almost won the ball back, which gone out for a throw on this near side this time at 2 Lyon. We've played 5 minutes in the second half. It is still Arsenal 0, Lyon 1. That rather scrappy goal just before half-time, the own goal from Frida Marnham. But Arsenal started the second half well again on the front foot, coming forward. Laura's done well again. She's won the ball high up the pitch. Laura Wainwright over on that far side. Can she get a cross in? She's held up briefly, finds at Frida Marnham. This is good from Arsenal. Katie McCabe now lining up across. Can she? Plays it into to Frida Marnham into the box. Stina holds the ball up well inside the penalty area. Plays it back to Leah Walter. This is good play from Arsenal. Rafaela Souza now plays the ball forward in to Caitlin Ford, lays it off to Leah Walter. That wasn't quite such a good ball that time. Again, Arsenal pressing high up the pitch. Can we win the ball back inside the penalty? It's back with Wendy Reynard, and she decides to go long. But Lotta Wilburn-Wise there again, and her header finds Leah Williamson over on that far side. Leah Williamson's cross into the penalty. Looking for the run there of Caitlin Ford, but she's never going to get there ahead of goalkeeper Christian Endler, who just rolls the ball out to this near side to Alice Sambach again. Plays the ball forward to Lindsay Horror. Now it's on this near side. It's good play there initially, but Caitlin Ford's done well. In fact, they've won the ball back again, and Henri now plays it up the line. This is good play actually there from Cascarino again, and again Steph Catley's across. She's defended well against Cascarino tonight, Steph Catley, you have to say. I'm not quite sure she's 100% fit either, but anyway, she's done well tonight. Terry says there, times like this when you realise what a big miss Mido is. Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, we know what a big miss Mido is, you know, there's no doubt about that. It's just, you know, we've got to find a way, haven't we, to cope without her, and potentially now Viv as well, which is a worry, isn't it? Anyway, the good news is we are getting some players back fit again. Kimberley's on the bench tonight, and that's good news. And Arsenal just got a free kick again. It was Mallard there with the foul. Terry is in the chat there, if I can get my mouse to work. He says, well played again, Catley, good tackle. Yeah, she's playing well, Steph Catley, isn't she? Really, really well. Oh, that's a poor clearance actually from Rafaela Souza there, but Leah Williamson steps in, wins the ball back, but Lyon do pick it up. Wendy Reynard's ball forward. In fact, Wendy Reynard's been quite sloppy with the ball tonight, actually, unusually for her, because normally she's very, very good, as we said, but she's been a bit sloppy tonight, actually. Anyway, Laura Wainwright hasn't. That's a good ball forward, and now Katie McCabe tries to get the ball over on that far side, just overruns it a little bit, but Arsenal have got a throw again. This is a good start to the second half from Arsenal. We've had that one big chance from Katie McCabe. She couldn't quite get the finish on it. We're coming forward again over on that far side with Steen out of Black Stenius. It'd be great to see her get a goal. She's not going to score from that position out there, but she's cutting inside now. She's done really well, actually. She said she wasn't going to score from that position. She may well score now inside the box. Shots blocked. Comes to Caitlin Ford inside the penalty area. Steph Catley was outside, and maybe she should have used Steph Catley instead. She tried to find Leah Walty. But again, Arsenal won the ball back high up the pitch. Brilliant play from Arsenal. Brilliant close. Now, that was really good play from Steen there, actually. Thought she wasn't going to be able to score from out there. She cut inside, got past a couple of challenges, and in the end, her shot was deflected to Caitlin Ford. But that was good play again from Arsenal. We've won the ball again, but actually, suddenly, Lyon on the counter attack. Is the ball played over the top? Mallard lets it run because she was offside. Great defence. Laura Wainwright has come right away across to this left-hand side. Absolutely brilliant from her. She has been brilliant again tonight, Laura Wainwright. She certainly doesn't deserve to be on the losing side. What a tackle that was. She came across there. Steph Catley was out of position. She covered across for her and was absolutely brilliant on the tackle again. Terry says, good start to the second half. Yeah, it's been a brilliant start to the second half. It really has. And Arsenal won the ball back again. Leah Williamson plays it infield to Frida Marnham, having a run at this Lyon defence. Frida Marnham thought about a shot, spun it through instead. Caitlin Ford on this near side. Is this going to be the chance? She's pulled it back to the penalty spot. There's nobody there. What a great bit of play that was from Frida Marnham. Terry says there, Laura is a different class. She's just incredible, isn't she? What a fantastic signing she's been. Anyway, I think there's going to be a substitution. There is a substitution. It's going to be Eugenie Lasomma's coming on for Mallard for Lyon. So a change up front for them. Mallard's gone off over on the far side. So Eugenie Lasomma comes on for them. That's their second change. We've played 55 minutes almost in this second half. It's been a good start, though, from Arsenal. Really, really good stuff. But we still find ourselves 1-0 down, and we still haven't really created a really big chance, have we? Their goalkeeper, Endler, hasn't had a save to make yet. But anyway, there's still plenty of time left in this game, and we certainly played a lot better in the second half. Frida Marnham just let the ball run away from her then. But again, we've picked it up in midfield with Leah Williamson. That change seems to have worked, actually. Leah's done well in midfield. She seems to have given us a little bit more balance. That's a good ball forward from Rafaela Souza to Caitlin Ford, who's had a good start to the second half as well. Plays it into Stina, just touches it off to Leah Walty. Again, this is good from Arsenal. Laura Wainwright over on that far side. Brings the ball forward, finds Katie McCabe. Cuts back inside on her left foot. Swings across in towards the edge of the penalty. It's headed out by Damaris. Only as far as Leah Walty, though. And Arsenal again in possession. This is really good stuff from Arsenal. Rafaela Souza finds Steph Catley. Although we're losing this game, we may well end up losing it in the end. you certainly have to say that we are comfortable against opposition of this quality, and we've certainly more than matched them. That's a long ball forward there from Rafaela Souza, but it is cleared away, and now Lyon can come forward themselves with Henri on this near side. Finds the ball into Cascarino, gets it back again. It's a good play, actually. Cascarino, can she get a cross in? She does towards the 6-yard box. A good defensive header there from Souza. Shot comes in from Henri, I think it was. It was well saved by Manu Zinsberger. And surely that's a foul inside the penalty area there. It was Henri with the shot. That was a good attack, though, from Lyon. Just showing their quality there. Henri found Cascarino. It was a good cross from her. Good defensive header from Rafaela Souza, but the shot comes in. Actually, it was a Sommer, sorry, with that shot. Who's just come on. And she well hit shot it was. It was pretty much straight at Zinsberger, but it was a good save, actually, anyway. It had to be kept out. She did well. Terry says there, save the Zins. Indeed, it was a good save from Manu Zinsberger. It keeps it at 1-0. Kept herself in the game, at least. And now we can hopefully try and find a way back, because we certainly deserve something from this game. But Leah Williamson was putting a bit of pressure and just played the ball out for a throw over on that far side. So Leah Williamson's back. She might have to play a full game now for the first time since she came back from her injury. Say midfield. I'm sure she wasn't anticipating playing in midfield tonight. Anyway, Lyon attacking over on that far side. That was good defending again from Lotta Wubenmoyer. Nice tackle there. And now Leah Wolsey finds Rafaela Souza, plays the ball to Steph Catley. One thing you've got to say is that the players that we've bought in the last year, pretty much Jonas at signings, if you like, they've all been absolute quality, haven't they? Laura Wainwriter, Rafaela Souza, and Stina Blackstenius. Anyway, also coming forward now, Steph Catley on his near side, tried to play up the line to the running of Caitlin Ford. And, of course, Lena Hertiger, we've not seen much of yet because of her injury, but she's got a couple of goals as well. I'm sure she's going to bring some quality to this team. Hopefully, January, we'll see her sign a couple more players. Stina Blackstenius holds the ball up really well. Good play from her. She finds Laura Wainwright. So she's got Katie McCabe outside, just inside the penalty. Katie McCabe cuts back onto her left foot. Leah Williamson dinks it in. Header comes in from Frida Marner. She didn't get enough on it. That was the first big chance of this second half there. It fell to Frida Marner, and the cross there from Leah Williamson dinked in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Frida Marner just had a little bit of space there. She's usually pretty good with her head, isn't she, as well? But she just didn't get hold of that one at all. And it went wide of that far post. She's got a little bit more on that header. I think it may well have ended up in the back of the net. Terry says there, Frida, indeed. Yeah, she couldn't quite get enough on it, could she? But a great move again from Arsenal. We are playing really, really well in this game, you have to say. We're just not quite able to create a couple of really big opportunities. I'm sure we will as the game goes on. There's still plenty of time. There's still more than half an hour to play. And we have dominated this second half, as we did much of the first half, certainly in possession of the ball. Anyway, they're coming forward now on this near side. Lyon with Sandbach, a little ball inside again to Cascarino, who's looked good. But Rafaela Souza gets a foot in there. But the ball does break again to Cascarino on this near side. Delphine Cascarino does well. Cuts back in. That's a nice ball into the box to the Sommer, who's just come on. But Leah Williamson's across and does her defensive duties there. The ball's gone out for a corner. In fact, it might be given as a goal kick, which Leon not very happy about. It looked like a corner, I must admit. And the Lyon bench, their coach there isn't very happy about that. Let's see exactly what happened. It did look like a corner. It looked as though Leah Williamson came across and deflected that away from the Sommer. He may well have gone back off the Lyon player, actually. Maybe that was the right decision. But anyway, it was a goal kick. And we are now in possession with Rafaela Souza bringing the ball forward now. Plays it back, though, to goalkeeper Manu Zinsberger. And that's a lot of Wubenmoy. Gives it back to Zinsberger. It's been a good 15 minutes for this second half for Arsenal. Really good football we've played. We just need to find that goal. Rafaela Souza now dinks the ball over the top. That's a great ball. Can Caitlin Ford get in behind? Caitlin Ford has got in behind. The ball just held up a little bit, but she's still in possession on the edge of the box. Caitlin Ford couldn't quite cut in and get the shot away. And that's the one thing that's lacking in this Arsenal performance tonight. Just inside that final third in that penalty area, we're just not quite getting the final decisions right. And it's a shame because everything else has been brilliant. Anyway, they're coming forward again now with Basher on this near side, cross to the far post. It's a poor ball. It's going to be a goal kick to Arsenal. But yeah, that's the issue at the minute that we've got, isn't it? We just, that final ball just isn't quite there, is it, for us? It's not quite there. But everything else has been really, really good tonight. But you just think if we can just get one really good final ball in, you'd imagine that we can potentially get this goal and get something from this game, which we've definitely deserved. Anyway, Rafaela Souza goes long into the centre circle, flicked on by Stina Blackstenius. It's going to run through over to the far side to Laura Wainwrighter, but good covering across there from Maroney. It's going to be a throw to Arsenal, taken quickly, and suddenly Arsenal have got an opportunity over on that far side with Stina Blackstenius. Does well battling away for the ball. She's won another throw. Stina Blackstenius, good work from her. She takes a throw herself, actually, finds Frida Marnham inside the box, but Wendy Reynard's there, puts it out for another throw to Arsenal. This is really, really good pressure. Can it lead to the goal that we so deserve in this second half? Frida Marnham now plays the ball back to Lotta Wouba-Moy. Rafaela Souza inside the centre circle now, a little bit of space, gets it onto her left foot and spreads it out to this near side to Steph Catley. She does give us so much balance at the back, doesn't she? Caitlin Ford tried to play the ball back on to Steph Catley. It didn't quite reach her, but Catley's putting pressure on inside at the penalty area there, making it difficult for Cascarino in a defensive area. She's done well again, Steph Catley, but Cascarino got a ball away up this near side to Haran. She does well, actually, the American, but Rafaela Souza's in. In fact, it's going to be a free kick conceded by Leah Williamson, and it's going to be a free kick to Lyon. Williamson protesting her innocence there. But anyway, it was given as a free kick. It has been given as a free kick. And Arsenal going to have a little bit of defending to do. Actually, the free kick's taken quickly. It goes back. And now it's with Henri. Plays it across to Wendy Reynard. Lyon looking to get a second goal, which you do feel would give them seal the victory for them. But certainly Arsenal have definitely kept themselves in this game, and we've been the better team. Wendy Reynard again plays the ball over the top. Not a particularly good ball, but it has actually found La Sommer over on that far side. That's a good ball, actually, to Sombach. Cross comes into the near post. Leah Walsh is there, tidies it up, and Arsenal can now bring it away with Katie McCabe, who hoops it long up the pitch looking for Stina Blackstenius, but it's cleared away. And now it's going to just run all the way through to Manu Zinsberger. We've played 63.5 minutes at the Emirates. Arsenal 0, Lyon 1, but Arsenal have certainly given a very, very good account of themselves. Because it was, about a year or so ago, wasn't it, when Barcelona scored 4 against us here at the Emirates in the Champions League, which put our qualification in a little bit of doubt. But tonight it's been nothing like that. We've been a much better team. Laura Wainwright is again coming for. What a game she's had. She finds Stina Blackstenius inside the centre circle, tried to thread the ball out to this near side to Caitlin Ford, but she was just tackled as she went to play the pass, and it took the sting out of it. And Lyon have managed to pick the ball up again. But yeah, Arsenal are playing really, really well in this game. Laura Wainwright is having an absolute storming game over on that far side. And she's just won the ball back again for Arsenal. Her and Katie McCabe actually in combination, but it's going to be a throw actually to Lyon over on that far side, just around the halfway line. There's a little bit of a hold up, they're not quite sure why. But anyway, they've taken a throw in now. It was Maroney, gets the ball back again. In fact, it's run out of play. It's going to be a throw to Arsenal from pretty much the same place over on that far side, where it's about 15, 20 yards inside the Arsenal half. Over on that far right-hand side, Laura Wainwright is going to take the throw for Arsenal. Looks like she wants to go up the line, looking for some movement around her, actually. She does throw it up the line, but nobody's there. And it actually is going to break in midfield. Is it to Arsenal? No, it doesn't. It breaks instead to Lindsay Horan. Surely she's fouled there by Katie McCabe. You imagine it's just a matter of time before Katie McCabe gets a yellow card. She must have committed 6 fouls already in this game. She seems to get away with another one there without a card. That was on Lindsay Horan through the back of her there. The American's gone down, but she's helped back to her feet again. And that's the one thing you've got to say about women's football. Players go down injured and their teammates help them up. But it's not like in the Premier League where the players roll around and pretend to be injured for 20 minutes. Anyway, this is going to be a free kick, a reasonably dangerous area, midway inside the Arsenal half, just slightly over on that left-hand side. An opportunity to swing this towards the edge of the box. It is Basher there with a free kick. It's flicked on, but it's going to go out. It's going to be a goal kick to Arsenal. 66 minutes played. So we got midway through this second half. It is still 1-0 to Lyon, but I say Arsenal have certainly been in this game. Interesting that Manu Zinsberg has not taken the goal kicks. Is she injured? Rafaela Souza takes that short to Manu Zinsberger. She may well kick it long now. She plays it out to the far, to this near side to Steph Catley. Plays it back to Souza. Goes long up this near side looking for Caitlin Fall, but in fact it's Lyon picked the ball up. Henri tries to play it up the line, but good defending again from Steph Catley. She's had a good game as well. But it is going to be a throw which Sombash is going to take. Throws it in the field. Gets it back again. Sombash now a little bit of space. It's a decent cross towards the penalty spot. Laura Wainwright is there though, heads it away. Only as far though as Basher over on that far side, and her cross has actually hit Laura in the face, I think it was, or in the stomach, and she's now gone down. But she should be okay. I think she's just winded, if anything. She did get it right in her rib cage there. That ball. And yeah, that will certainly be a painful one. And she's been helped back up again. She's not going to be badly injured, but it certainly would have hurt that. Anyway, she is back up on her feet again, Laura Wainwright, and she's going to be fine. I think she's just winded a little bit there. He's going to be a throw to Lyon over on the far side, which they've now taken. And the ball does go back to Wendy Reynard on halfway. Over on that far side, Wendy Reynard dinks the ball forward up the line, and Lyon are looking a little bit more possession, haven't they, the last 5-10 minutes or so. But it is still 1-0. That ball now played up that far side. Good header again from Lotta Wubermoy. A decent game, and now Leah Walty can pick this ball up in midfield. Nice turn away from her. She finds Steph Catley, and she plays the ball up the line for her compatriot. Caitlin Ford gets it back again. Catley, and then goes long up this left-hand side, looking for the run of Steiner. It's been headed out, though, by Vanessa Giles, and it is a throw to Arsenal on this near side, just in front of the Arsenal dugout, in front of Jonas in his long coat, his long Arsene Wenger coat, which seems like it's maybe got Prestas as opposed to a zip, just to make it a little bit easier, because we know how difficult them zips are on them long coats. We saw Wenger struggle with them, didn't we, a lot? Anyway, Arsenal coming forward now. Steiner on the edge of the penalty, plays this ball square. It's a good ball. Laura Wainwright cuts in onside the edge of the box. Can she get a shot away? Oh, she didn't quite manage to get a shot away in the end. It was deflected. Good defending actually by Moroni, but again, Laura Wainwright is there. She's everywhere, and looked as though it was going to fall for her to get a shot away, but good defending actually in the end from Lyon, and the ball went harmlessly into the arms of the goalkeeper Endler. And now Lyon coming forward over on that far side, but Leah Williams is in there. Laura again plays the ball up the line to Frida Mine. Oh, she's just overrun it a little bit there, and Wendy Reynard steps in, and Lyon have got possession again. We're coming up to the last 20 minutes. Can Arsenal find a goal to get at least a draw, which we deserve, you have to say? Don't really want to suffer what would only be our second defeat of the season, actually. Obviously, the Manchester United game here. So we don't want to lose another one at the Emirates, do we? That would be good. Anyway, we just picked the ball up again in midfield. Leah Walty does well. She's put under pressure, actually, from Henri, but does fine. Rafaela Souza gets it back again inside the centre circle now. Leah Walty. Now she's got a little bit of space to work in, Leah Walty. That's the ball played forward. Frida let it run on there, looking for Steiner behind her, but it didn't quite reach Steiner. And Lyon again have managed to pick the ball up. David says Arsenal finds it hard to win games ever since Mead got injured. Well, yeah, we've not maybe won games as comfortably, but we haven't lost the game, have we, since she got injured? So we're doing okay. But yeah, Lyon are a very good side, aren't they? But yeah, obviously we find it more difficult to score goals. That's the problem, isn't it? Without Beth, obviously we knew that. But Jenna says Laura needs to be given shooting practice. This will give confidence to score. Well, yeah, maybe she got one great goal, didn't she, against Manchester United? That was at the Emirates at that very end of the pitch as well. But I don't think it was confidence there. I think she was looking to get a shot away, and just as she tried to shoot, she got closed down and it got deflected, didn't it? Which was good defending actually. But yeah, I don't know. She didn't need shooting practice in that other game, did she? So we'll give her the benefit of the doubt maybe for that. Anyway, Rafaela Souza now in possession for Arsenal on this near side. She's going to go long with that left foot, plays it forward, looking for the run of steam. In fact, it's going to fall instead to Frida Marnham, is it? No, it isn't, because it just ran away from her there, and suddenly Lyon had a player over. But Arsenal, again, have got a good defensive shape without the ball. We've done this well tonight when we've had to. A little bit of space now for Henri. That's a good ball, actually, up this near side, looking for Horan. Gives it back to Sambat. She's gone around the outside of it. Instead, it comes back inside to Cascarino. A nice 1-2, but actually good play there from Caitlin Ford, and then it's a foul by Cascarino. It's going to be a free kick. So it was a foul by Basher, actually. Sorry. It's going to be a free kick to Arsenal. 72 minutes now on the clock. But if Arsenal are going to be thinking of making any more substitutions. But it's been a good second half. In fact, it's been a good performance all round from Arsenal. We certainly wouldn't. No one could complain if we got a draw in this game. Leah Williamson with a strong run forward in midfield, felt she was fouled, but she's not. And suddenly, Lyon are coming back with the ball. Great work from Stina there to win the ball back. Now it's back with Leah Williamson again. Can Arsenal get the goal we fully deserve in this game? And it would give us win us the group as well if we can find a goal in these last 18 minutes or so, 17-18 minutes that remain. We've still got some options on the bench. Surprised Jordan Nobbs maybe hasn't come on yet. Possibly Mane Boccia as well, who was mentioned earlier. But anyway, let's see what happens. At the moment, we've been playing well in the second half though with the team that's out there, so we don't need to panic yet, do we, and worry too much about making changes quite yet. We've played well in the second half, just lacking a little bit in that final third up. And again, maybe it is, as David said, we're missing Beth Mead. Of course we are. Who wouldn't miss her? She's one of those who probably is, or she has been in 2022, certainly the best player in the world, isn't she? I don't have any doubt about that. So of course anyone would miss her. But we've managed to find a way so far in most of the games to find a way to to get something from the games, and there's nothing to suggest we can't in this game either. The way we're playing, Frida Marnham now picks the ball up in midfield, turns and runs at that Lyon defence, plays it to this near side. Steph Catley goes back to Rafaela Souza, plays it into midfield. Leah Williamson gets it back. Souza plays it out to that far side to Lotta Woobenway, lets it run across her body, and then she goes out to that far side to Laura Wainwright, who is going to be up there with a shout for player of the match, I think, tonight. There's any doubt about that. She's been fantastic. Rafaela Souza now has had a good second half since she came on. Looks to be fit again following that injury. That's a good ball to Steph Catley up this near side. Are Arsenal going to find this goal from somewhere? Leah Walty now plays the ball up there. That's a great ball up this near side to Frida Marnham. The offside flag's up. What a great ball it was as well from Leah Walty. Looked as though that was going to open it up then just for a moment. Frida Marnham it was, got clear down that far side. Then that's near side, sorry. Was she offside? Let's have a look. She's nowhere near offside. She's nowhere near offside. The defender over there is playing her right in front of the linesman. That's a terrible decision there. She was absolutely miles offside there. Anyway, it was given as offside, so that's that. It's a free kick to Lyon. That was a terrible decision there. It really was. And now they're coming forward again with Cascarino down this near side across towards the far post. There's no Lyon player there. Leah Williamson is there. Miskicked that clearance actually. And it's going to be picked up again by Lyon over on the far side. We're into the last 15 minutes now here at the Emirates. It is still Lyon 1, or Arsenal 0, Lyon 1. Coming forward again now. Cascarino, a little dink towards the end of the 6-yard box. Dinsberger does well, grabs it out of the second attempt. Terry says Frida Miles on side. Yeah, she was. There's a defender over on the other side, which is right where the linesman is. I can't understand how I can give that as offside. It's clearly the defender's in her way. He must have been in her way to block her view. So obviously she's onside. But anyway, they're just showing this cross there from Cascarino, which at full stretch there, Zinsberger grabbed the ball at the second attempt, done well. and we can now regroup and go again as we're moving in towards this last 14 and a half minutes of this game. Can Arsenal get a goal that we fully do deserve? There's no doubt about that, but we need to just have a little bit more quality in that final third, don't we? Leah Walty now plays the ball to this near side to Steph Catley. He's a good play from Arsenal, actually. Steph Catley, a ball over the top, looking for Stina Blackstenius. Oh, she couldn't quite get hold of it there. It's cleared away by Vanessa Giles, who's done well at the back, actually, for Lyon tonight. She missed the game, of course, the first leg through injury. Jafar says there, Richard, this has to go down as one of the worst performances in the Champions League. We are just toothless, no creativity, very slow in the build-up, no movement, no shot on target. No, you're right. I mean, I think we're playing well, though. I don't think it's a bad performance. Lyon are a very good side. I think we've dominated most of the play, but it's just in that final third we've just lacked a spark. I agree with you there. We definitely have lacked a spark. Vijendra says it was the same assistant that gave the goal. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was offside. Terry says need to get Super Jen on up front. Well, maybe we need some changes. Maybe Jordan should come on. And maybe Manera Bocci for the last 10 minutes or so. Who knows? But no, we haven't created anything yet. No, you're right. We haven't had a shot on target. The goalie hasn't had a save to make. But I think in 2/3 of the pitch we've done well. I think we've defended well. We've looked strong in midfield. It's just when we've got the ball forward, we've made the wrong choice in that final third too many times. Anyway, we're coming forward again now over on that far side. Katie McCabe plays the ball in. Oh, almost there. Wendy Rayner just cut that out there as Frida Marlin was looking to make that break into the box. Those runs that she's so good at. Now it's played forward to Cascarino. She beats Steph Catley to the ball, but she's not going to beat Rafaela Souza to the ball. And she's not going to push her off the ball either. Really good play that by the Brazilian. Finds Leah Walty in midfield. Plays it forward to Frida Marlin. It's a nice ball to Steph Catley. Frida Marlin got off on a run, actually, to get the ball back. But in the end, it's gone back to Leah Walty. We are now into the final 12 minutes here at the Emirates plus stoppage time. Arsenal women 0, Lyon 1. That first half own goal from Frida Marlin. Scrappy goal, unfortunate goal. Anyway, it's going to be Lyon making another substitution. It's going to be Vicky Besho coming on. But Arsenal coming forward now. Katie McCabe does well, gets past one challenge, plays the ball out to this near side inside the box. It's with Caitlin Ford, plays it back to Frida Marlin. Can she get a shot away? No, she can't. The ball's just behind her slightly. She's kept possession. It's with Caitlin Ford again, plays it into Steph Catley inside the box. Steph Catley, good tackle actually by Gilles, I think it was. That was a really good tackle actually. It looked as though Steph Catley was going to get onto her left foot and try a shot. Coming forward again. Frida Marlin plays it back again to Caitlin Ford on this near side. Can she get a cross in? It's deflected. Oh, it's not quite. It's headed away. Is it going to fall to Leah Williams on the edge of the box? No, it isn't. And Leo can get the ball away now. Played up this near side to Les Sommer. Jafar says we're not playing well. I remember the last time we played Lyon, we dominated them from start to finish, whereas this game we've just not. Well, it's a different game tonight, isn't it? It was a totally different game. The one over there, yeah, they had a few players missing through injury, and it was just a different game. Whereas this game has been a lot different. Anyway, Selma Basher is coming off for Lyon, and it is going to be Vicky Bescio who's coming on. She's taking her time to go off, actually. Probably unsurprisingly, really. As we get into towards the last 10 minutes. And Selma Basher's going off and Vicky Bescio is coming on. And is that going to make a difference for Lyon? But they're not that bothered about getting a second goal. They haven't really had, you're talking about us not creating too many chances, which we haven't done, but Lyon haven't either. And the only goal was an own goal. So, they're the European champions. They've not been better than us in this game. And it's been it hasn't been a free-flowing game in that final third for us, but I think we've played well. It's just when we've got the ball forward is when it's all fell down, isn't it, in that final third. Steph Catley now tried to play the ball up the line to Frida Marlin, but again, Lyon cut it out. But Caitlin falls in again, won the ball back well. Leah Walton has a little bit of space for Leah Williams inside the centre circle. Plays it forward to Stina, lays the ball off over on that far side to Laura Wainwrighter. Is this going to be a chance for Arsenal? It's a good cross. It's going to come all the way through to Frida Marlin. Oh, and this near side, it just ran a bit behind her, but she's kept possession. Frida Marlin puts a cross in again to the far post, but nobody's there. It's gone behind for a goal kick. We are now into the last 10 minutes. Terry says, I think we're playing well. It's just that the last ball into the box. No, exactly. That's what I think as well, yeah. Jeff Ross says, is Jonas to give him forbidden to make changes? The fact that Leah is playing in the middle sums up everything. Well, I mean, she can play there, can't she? She's done well in the middle, actually. I think now's the time to make some changes, though, definitely for the last 10 minutes. Get some fresh legs on, freshen up that attack a little bit, maybe, Jordan Nobbs. If Kim Little's got 10 minutes in her, get her on as well. Anyway, Caitlin Falls picked the ball up again, finds Leah Williamson in midfield. That's a good ball. Oh, not quite good enough. It's cut out, actually, over on that far side by Maroney. And Lyon back in possession again. Yeah, I think we need some substitutions now. But doesn't look as though there's any activity down there on the bench, actually, at this moment in time. The ball's now gone away back to goalkeeper Christina Enla for Lyon. That's with Wendy Reynard, plays the ball out this near side. It's now with Henri in midfield. And Jonas is encouraging the team from the sideline. But it doesn't look as though he's necessarily looking at making any substitutions at this point in the game. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Arsenal got a throw on this near side, which Steph Catley is going to take. She gets the ball back off the fourth official. Right on halfway on this near side. We're into the last 8 minutes. Can Arsenal find the goal that we deserve in this game? There's no doubt we do deserve a goal. We deserve something from this game. But as things stand, we need to find a goal from somewhere if we are going to get it. Let's have a look and see what happens here. Throw it up the line. It's gone out again. It's going to be another throw to Arsenal about 25 yards further up the pitch on this near side again. And again, Steph Catley is going to take it. Let's see if we can get, let's get a big chance. One big chance in this game. We haven't really had, that header from Frida Marner was probably the biggest chance that we've had. We've got another throw on this near side. We've gained another 25 yards. We're now in line with the penalty area on this near side. It's thrown up the line to Caitlin Ford. Can she keep the ball in? She does well. Caitlin Ford plays it square. In fact, it's cut out again. I've got another throw. Well, this time it's another 10 yards further forward. It's thrown in towards the box, but it's headed away. But it's only going to come here to Leah Walter. He's done really well, Leah Walter, on the edge of the box. Keeps possession, finds Leah Williamson. She switches the ball over to that far side. Lossa Wilburn-Moy plays out the line to Katie McCabe into the last 7 minutes. Plays the ball further forward to Laura Wainwright. Pulls it back to the edge of the 6-yard box. Nobody's there for Arsenal. It's cleared away by Horan, but Arsenal again have picked it up high up the pitch. Good play by Katie McCabe. In fact, it's a free kick given by Katie McCabe. I think she will get a yellow card now. It was a foul. She wasn't going to get the yellow card for the foul. It was her reaction afterwards, bouncing the ball down on the turf aggressively. And it's no surprise that Katie McCabe's got a yellow card because, quite honestly, she's committed about 15 fouls in this game. It was only a matter of time before the card came out, and she's finally got one. And it wasn't even for the foul that she just committed. Anyway, here's going to be a free kick to Lyon when we get back and underway. We're into the last 6 minutes. And there is going to be a substitution now. Lena Hurtig's coming on back from injury. Is she going to make an impact? She did score 2 goals here in a Champions League game against Zurich. Who's going off? I think it might well be Katie McCabe, actually. In fact, it is Katie McCabe. I think she knew she was going off, and Lena Hurtig's coming on. She had a good game, Katie McCabe, actually. And Lena Hurtig, good to see Lena back, actually. Good to see her back. Let's hope that she can do something in these final 6 minutes plus stoppage time. Terry says, Katie got her customary yellow. Yeah, it's been coming all night, let's be fair. She's been kicking everybody. Terry says, Hurtig got on, Katie off. Yeah. Let's see if Lena can get some joy. She has scored a couple of goals this season. Good to see her back fit again. Leah Walty now, Arsenal looking to come forward as we count down towards the final few. It's a long ball over top, actually, looking for Lena. It's going to be her first involvement. She's not going to get there, though. It's going to run through to goalkeeper Endler. Into the last 5 minutes plus stoppage time. Can Arsenal find something, a little bit of magic, to get the draw that would win us the group? Katie McCabe walking around the pitch, having gone off over on that far side. Getting a nice round of applause from the crowd tonight. She had a good game, Katie McCabe, but she did get a fully deserved yellow card, you have to say, finally. Anyway, it's going to be a throw on this near side to Lyon has made a substitution. Cayman's come on for them. Yanis Cayman. I don't know who's gone off, actually. I didn't see that substitution, but Cayman is on anyway now for Lyon. Henry on the ball, though, does well. Finds... Henry on the ball now. Plays that ball up the line. That was a good play, actually, from Bescio, but good defensive play again from Steph Catley in a decent game. Not the best clearance from Caitlin Faldo, actually. And it has gone out of play now for a throw to Lyon into the last 4 minutes. Are Arsenal going to find something dramatic here in the short time that remains? Or are we going to suffer a defeat, which will still put us through to the quarterfinals? It has to be said. That cross comes in from Les Sommer. Arsenal don't really clear it away particularly well. The shot comes in from distance from Damaris, but it's gone over the top of the crossbar. She had a good game, actually. Damaris, the young Dutch midfield player, has done well, but that was a shot over the bar there. Collins in the chat today, my friend, he says, why Jonas not playing knobs and Iwabochi? Creativity is needed. Well, yeah, I'm surprised that those substitutions didn't happen before. But anyway, they haven't. And it doesn't look as though they're going to now, because it's getting a bit late in the day, isn't it? We're into the last 3 minutes of stoppage time. Yeah, I'm quite surprised that certainly Jordan Nobbs, I'm surprised she's not come on. I mean, we don't know the fitness of these players, do we, as well? But, you know, anyway, Leah Walty now coming forward for Arsenal. But Wendy Reynard stepped in, and Lena Hurtig has, in fact, conceded a free kick. That's the first time she hasn't touched the ball yet, Lena Hurtig, but she's just kicked Wendy Reynard and given away a free kick. And a few more seconds are wasted by Lyon. It'll be a disappointing result this for Arsenal. And I say probably it's not a deserved defeat either, because I think we've done okay. Now we're coming forward again. Stina Blackstairs on that far side, slips over actually, so Wendy Reynard can take the ball off her. That's a shame. She was just about to lay it off into the path of Frida Marnham, who's made another lung-busting run in midfield. She's got the ball again. No, she hasn't quite. Frida Marnham has played well as well tonight. But Arsenal maybe looked a little bit leggy in the last 10 minutes, and I'm surprised there hasn't been more changes. Just that one change. Lena Hurtig's come on for Katie McCabe. Now Caitlin Ford on the ball up this near side. Tries to thread the ball through to Stina Blackstenius, but again, it wasn't a great ball actually. And Lyon do manage to clear it away. Won the ball back again with Leah Walty. She does well, Leah Walty. And then she's done really well actually to find some space. And now she's found Steph Catley, plays it back to Lotta Wilbermoyer into the last 90 seconds of normal time. Red Edward says they're more like Reynard ran into Frida. Well, yeah, potentially. But anyway, we're coming forward now on this near side. Caitlin Ford running at that defence. That's a good ball too. Frida Marnham on this near side. Gets it back towards Caitlin Ford. It's cut out though. Good defending there from from Gilles again, actually. It's going to be a corner to Arsenal on this near side. Is this the moment? Rafaela Souza's gone up. We know how dangerous she can be from set pieces. Leah Williamson's in there as well. Lena Hurtig, she scored a header from a set piece, didn't she, at the Emirates in one of the earlier games. It's going to be Steph Catley with his Frida Marnham, with his in-swinging corner this time. Frida Marnham from this near side. Is this going to be the moment we get the equaliser? Coming towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Wendy Reynard's there. It's not cleared out. It's hit back in again. It's off the line. Oh, scrambled away. It was Lena Hurtig with the shot. Oh, the save comes in from Stina's shot from the goalkeeper, Endler. Wow. That was the moment there. It was Lena Hurtig's shot. Went through a crowded box. It was cleared off the line. It came back out. Stina Blackstenius' shot was then saved by a goalkeeper. We've got another corner again. Can we get the goal? That was so close there. Again, it's another in-swing corner. Again, Wendy Reynard heads it clear. She certainly knows how to deal with them. Good play, though, from Lena Hurtig over on that far side. She's done really well. In fact, she's won a free kick as well. This is an opportunity for Arsenal to get the ball back in the box again as we head into stoppage time. It's going to be 3 minutes of stoppage time. Is it enough for Arsenal to find the goal? Came so close just a moment ago. Cleared off the line there. Terry says come on, girls, great pressure. Indeed it was. We've got more chance to put pressure on now. Free kick over on that far side. It's about 5 yards outside the penalty area, just over on this near side. Steph Catley and Frida Marnham are over the ball. You'd imagine it's going to be Steph Catley with her left foot, but we'll have to see. Or is it maybe going to be Frida Marnham, actually, with a right foot outswinger? Let's see what this is going to be. It's a great opportunity here to get the ball into a dangerous area. We almost scored just a moment ago. It was off the line. It was Lena Hurtig's shot. Everyone's lined up on the edge of the 6-yard box. A good ball here, and we could get the goal. Let's see what happens here. Or is it going to be a straight shot or goal? I'm not sure. I think it's going to be probably put into the box. Hafaya Souza's in there. Get it onto her head. She's the danger. Get it past Reynard, and then she's got an opportunity. It's a good free kick to the far post. Hafaya Souza hits it back. Hadn't gone out either, and Wendy Reynard had to clear it away. Almost a goal again. That's 2 opportunities we've had in these last couple of minutes, and we've won the ball back again. The goal feels like it's coming, but it's time against us. Rajendra says Catley can score from there. Well, she probably could have done. It's a good ball, actually, right to the far post. Caitlin Ford now tried to play it forward. Well defended, actually, by Lyon, and then that's when I come forward again. Caitlin Ford's tried to win the ball back. Well, she fouled. In fact, she'd committed a foul, says the referee. Not quite sure about that one. It says if a player goes down injured, the referee gives a free kick to that team, even though that player was the aggressor. And that seemed to be the case in that particular occasion. And now they're making another substitution. Lyon, it's going to be, Becchio's coming on. Who was it came on before then? Oh, it was Cayman, wasn't it, that came on before? Sorry. And Cascarino's going off. She had a good game, actually. Delphine Cascarino, very, very good player, of course, as we know anyway. She played well tonight. I thought Steph Catley did well against her, though. It's Becchio's come on now. It was Cayman that came on before, sorry. And now it is Vicky Becchio's come on for the final, 2 minutes? Well, it says we're into the last minute, but it'll be at least another minute added on, because there's been 1 or 2 little stoppages since we went into stoppage time. But we're only going to maybe get 1 more opportunity, if that. Lyon trying to come forward up this near side. If it's going to be a throw to Arsenal, we need to get this taken quickly, because we are deep into this final minute of stoppage time. We've won another throw on this near side. We've gained 10 yards, but that's not really enough. We need to try to get the ball into the box if we can. Steph Catley with this throw goes up the line again. Can we get the ball forward? In fact, it's gone out again for another throw. We've played the 3 minutes of stoppage time, but there will be a little bit more, because there was 1 or 2 stoppages. Jonas trying to get the ball there. It's like he wants to get on and play. Anyway, it's with Steph Catley now on this near side. Throws out the line. It's flicked on by Stina Blackstenius. By Frida Marnham. So Frida Marnham's done well over on this near side. She's done really well, Frida Marnham. There's no one in the box. She tries to get across it. It's a low cross. It's cleared away. There was no one there. We've played 3.5 minutes of stoppage time. We still carry on. Frida Marnham plays it back to Caitlin Ford inside the penalty area. Caitlin Ford. Oh, that was a risky tackle there. It's going to be a corner to Arsenal. Damaris, it was with a tackle there. Leon are claiming a goal kick. It's been given as a corner. We've got 1 last chance. Get the goalie out. Go on, Zinni. Get yourself up there. You might as well. There's nothing to lose now. This is going to be it. This is our last chance. Wendy Reynard's just defending the edge of that 6-yard box. In fact, Zinsberger is coming up. You might as well get in there. Everyone get in there, because this is a last chance. This is our last chance. Are we going to see a dramatic end here at the Emirates? The corner comes in. It's a decent ball. Wendy Reynard's there, but it's not really cleared away. It's headed back across the box. Oh, it's not a great ball, actually. And Lyon are going to get a counter-attack. Oh, they know they're not, because the full-time whistle's gone. The final chance there, Frida Marnham's corner, another decent ball, but it was eventually cleared away by Lyon. They've won the game with a very, very scrappy goal, which was probably offside. Leah Williams was not very happy with the referee, and I don't blame her. She was pretty dreadful, it has to be said. Terrible performance from the officials tonight. That's not really why we've lost. We lost because ultimately we didn't create enough opportunities. We wasn't good enough in the final third, although we played well throughout most of the game. But the whole night's been overshadowed by that injury to Viv in the first half. That looks really, really serious. Let's hope it's not as bad as it looks. It was, the only goal was an own goal from Frida Marnham in stoppage time at the end of the first half. Should have been disallowed for offside. There was an offside against Mallard in the middle. Although she didn't touch the ball, she moved from an offside position to challenge for the ball, which made a difference in the end. That's decided it. But Arsenal are through. The good news is Arsenal are through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League tonight. Anything other than a 5-goal defeat would have seen us through. and assuming that we win next week in Zurich, we will win the group as well, which you'd imagine we should be good enough to do that. But we have qualified. We are through to the quarterfinal, and if we win next week, I say we will win the group as well. It was a very, very tough game tonight, as we knew it would be, but I thought we played well. I thought it was a good performance, and we deserved something from that game. We deserved at least a draw. I don't have any doubt about that on the balance of the play. And, we kept going right to the end. We had one or two chances. Lena Hurtig shot there, almost brought the equaliser, cleared off the line. And then Stina's follow-up was saved by the goalkeeper. So we had one or two little opportunities towards the end. It was I thought it was a good performance from Arsenal against the European champions. But it has finished here at the Emirates tonight. Arsenal women 0, Lyon 1, 56% possession. We had 44 to Lyon. We had 1 attempt on target. They had 2. There were 7 total attempts from us, 9 for Lyon. We had 6 corners to their 3. We completed 517 passes to their 400. We completed 421. Sorry, they completed 320. And there was just that 1 yellow card for Katie McCabe. Terry says there, feel disappointed tonight. I don't think we deserve to lose. A draw would have been a fair result. Yeah, no, I agree. I think a draw would have been a fair result. I think that's 100% correct. But you don't always get what you deserve in football. And we didn't tonight. Yes, we didn't deserve to lose. But the main point is we are through to the next round, and that's what the aim of the group is, to get through, and we've done that. It was a shame to lose tonight, and I say if we win next week, we win the group. And what's not to like about that? It was a very scrappy goal, and it wasn't offside as well. It should have been given and wasn't, which is a little bit frustrating. But anyway, I say the whole game really has been overshadowed, certainly by that injury to Viv, which we await more news on that, which isn't looking good if we're totally honest. But yeah, we lost the game. We've lost the battle if you like, but we've won the war. We have qualified. Lyon have still got a little bit of work to do. I think they need to avoid defeat next week, don't they, to go through? Actually, no, I think they won't. They, yeah, they need to avoid defeat, don't they? Yeah, because they're 2 points ahead of Juventus, aren't they? So a draw next week will put them through, and a win for us will see us win the group. So let's see. So yeah, despite the defeat, Arsenal through to the last day of the Champions League. Just reading this off Twitter, with a game to spare, superior head-to-head record against Lyon, and both Lyon and Juventus can't overtake us as they play each other next time. So we are through, which is the main thing, which is how it works. But yeah, as long as we win next week, we will win the group, and that will be happy days as far as that's concerned, isn't it? So let's just actually have a look at the other scores. So yeah, Juventus beat Zurich 5-0. So there you go. You'd imagine that we will definitely win that game next week and win the group, and that will be a good result for us. So yeah, it's strange, isn't it? Because you lose a game and you've got through, which is what you needed to do, and it's a difficult one to take, isn't it? Anyway, Regeneration says, yeah, we have the same number of points. Yeah, we do. Yeah, but we've got a better head-to-head record. So as long as we win next week, we will go through as winners of the group. Regeneration said, as I said last night. Yeah, I mean. They're level on points with us, Lyon, now, but because we've got a better head-to-head record, as long as we win next week, they can't finish above us. So that's good. But yeah, it's frustrating, shall we say, to have lost this game. When I actually thought we played pretty well. But yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? But I say the big news was that really, really serious looking injury to Viviana Miedemeier just before half time. It looked horrible injury. She was off on a stretcher in tears, and that is maybe a bigger concern for us at this moment in time than this result tonight, because we've qualified out of the group and we're very, very close to winning the group as well. So, yeah. Anyway, we've lost the game tonight, and that's unfortunately the way it is. And yeah, that's that. So it's finished here at the Emirates End. Arsenal 0, Lyon 1. That own goal in the end from Frida Marnham. It was just before half time. That was the difference between the sides, although the difference between the sides was actually a lot more than that on the night. You know, I thought we were a better team, but anyway, that's life. Get Laura shooting as she is very fast. Yeah, she is very fast. She played well. Terry says, still we're through, and that was our aim before the first ball was kicked. Exactly, yeah. The bad news is, Viv, let's hope it's nothing serious, but it really didn't look good. Fingers crossed for Viv. Yeah, it didn't look good at all. I'll be amazed if, looking at that, you think she's going to be out for a long, long time, don't you? So, yeah, let's fingers crossed. Let's hope it's not as bad as all that. But you're right, before a ball was kicked, you know, we would have taken 3 points out of 6 against Lyon and 4 points out of 6 against Juventus, wouldn't we? So it's been a good group stage. Let's not let tonight's result or anything else distract from that, really. It's been a great group stage. We're through and we've got the job done that we needed to do. And, you know, I personally thought we played okay tonight. I thought we played well. It was just that final third. We're missing Beth Mead big time. We missed, obviously, Viv in that second half as well. And yeah, that's just where we were lacking tonight. But in 2/3 of the pitch, we played well. If we're looking at a player of the match, for me, I can't look any further than Laura Wainwrighter again. I thought she was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Defensively, fantastic. Going forward, she was great as well. Added a real threat down that right-hand side. So yeah, so for me, she's definitely the player of the match again. But I thought Lotta had a good game at the back as well. We have to give her credit. I thought Steph was great as well at left back. She really kept Cascarino in check for much of that game. Leah Williamson played well, didn't she, when she moved into midfield as well? I thought she was good. Good to see Rafa back. I thought second half she looked good. Rafaela Souza, good to see her back as well. Leah Walter had a great game in midfield. And Caitlin Ford worked hard as well. Stina, again, she worked hard. Not quite happening for in front of goal, but she didn't really have an opportunity tonight, did she? But yeah, it was a good performance. Let's get it right. It was a good performance. We just lacked a little bit of creativity in the final third, and ultimately that's what's cost us, and we've ended up losing the game 1-0. But we are through to the quarter-final, and let's hope we can finish the job next week, win that game in Zurich next Wednesday, and then job's done, and that'll be we've won the group, which will be great. Well, Jenna said hopefully we'll still get some new players in January to get the team strengthened. No, you're right. We need players in January, and I'm sure we will now. With the injuries that we've had, the injuries that we've got, it's obvious that the squad isn't strong enough. Although it's looking a lot stronger. It was looking a lot stronger tonight, wasn't it? But yeah, I think we need to buy 2 or 3 players in January. Let's hope that Viv's injury isn't as bad as it looks, and she'll be back soon. But yeah, we do need to buy some players. But yeah, I mean, it's been a good first part of the season. We've got this one game left to play next Wednesday, and hopefully we can get the job done then. But yeah, it's been a decent season so far, despite all the problems. We're still in a very, very good position, aren't we? So, and we've got through tonight. Don't forget, please give it a like if you've enjoyed the show tonight. Please consider subscribing as well, and why not hit the bell? Let's get notified every time we go live, every time we release a new video on the channel. That would be really great. So that's it for tonight then. Arsenal have lost the game 1-0. Viv was carried off with what looks like a very serious knee injury, but we have qualified out of the group. We are in the quarterfinals of the Champions League with a game to spare. So ultimately, that's what the aim was. So that's fine. Regenda says there, who do you consider that are good forwards? It's not so much forward that we need. It's more a winger, isn't it, to replace Beth? I mean, it's very difficult, isn't it, to get someone in January. I don't know. We'll have to see. I trust Jonas. The players he's bought so far have done well. So let's trust him to get what we need. Terry says, agree, Laura, for me as well. Different class. Yeah, she was brilliant. It's just what I mean. So he bought her last January. Look how good she's been. He bought Steen. Look how good she's been. Rafaela. Look how good she's been. So I trust Jonas to buy the right players that we need in January, and I'm sure he will. And let's hope he does, and then we can push on in the second half of the season. We've got a lot to play for. You know, we're in the Champions League. We're deep into the title race, as you would have expected anyway. We've still got the FA Cup to come. We've still got the Continental Cup to come. So come on, let's, yes, tonight's disappointing. We've only lost 2 games in all competitions this season. This time last year, in the group stage of the Champions League, we'd lost 3 games, and we'd lost, I think there were only 3 games we'd lost, actually. So it's not that much different, is it? But anyway, the performances have been better, haven't they? And we have qualified through with a game to spare. So, Regenda says, what's in the market? Well, we don't know, do we? This is the thing. We don't know what's in the market, do we? We'll have to wait and see. Regenda says that we should do some analytics for getting some good. Well, no, I'm sure they will. I totally trust what Jonas is doing. And I'm sure every buyers will be the right players that he needs, that he wants for this squad, and to improve it and give us the best chance that we can going forward to hopefully reach our targets, which is to go deep into the Champions League, win the WSL, and do as well as we can in the 2 cups as well. So lots to play for. We need some backup players, don't we? We need some strength and depth to bring in, as I'm sure we will. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy with how the season's gone. And yeah, we lost the game tonight, but we're through, and that is the main thing, isn't it? And we did play pretty well, so I'm not too worried about it, let's be honest. So yeah, thank you to everybody for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the coverage tonight, even if the result wasn't quite what we wanted. Don't forget, tomorrow night we are back with the Arsenal Women's Weekly, with the panel will be joining us. We'll look back on the Villa game. We'll look back on this game as well in a bit more detail tomorrow, and also look ahead to the final game of the year away in Zurich, where a win will win us the group. And that'll be tomorrow night's show. Amar will have his new quiz at question 4 as well, which is normally good, isn't it? So that's tomorrow at 7:30. So please join us for that if you can. And then we'll have to see where we are next week. We will definitely be having the Arsenal social next week with Adam and Steve. We will be obviously doing a watch along of the Zurich game on Wednesday. We've got the Arsenal Women's review of 2022 a week on Friday. That will be the 23rd. So join us for all of that. And then maybe 1 or 2 other surprises thrown in next week as well, as we head down towards Christmas. So definitely stick around. Please like, share and subscribe. And join us tomorrow for the Arsenal Women's Show. That is going to be good. 7:30 with the gang to look back on another busy week and a successful week overall, because we won our WSL game and we have qualified out of the Champions League group. So a successful week despite a poor result tonight. But anyway, we'll put that behind us. Join us tomorrow at 7:30 and we'll go over it all in a bit more detail with the guys, and hope that you can join us for that. Terry says, great show again, Richard. Keep your heads held high. The girls have been amazing. I agree with you 100%. They have been amazing. And Regenda says, are we the only women's podcast? So we should look at other teams and who is up and coming. Well, there are a few others knocking around, I think. There isn't that many, actually. I would quite like to get fans on from other clubs, actually, on the show in the new year. That's one of the plans that I've got for the channel, improving the coverage and extending it a bit. I'm kind of looking at trying to get some fans of other clubs in. It's just difficult, actually, because women's football fans are slightly different to the people that follow the men's game, in terms of wanting to come on these sort of shows. It's a bit more difficult, but we will sort it out, and I'm sure we can get some on. I know 1 or 2 Man United fans, when we play them, probably get someone on, maybe, 1 or 2 other things as well. So yeah, there's a few things I'm looking at doing for next year, and trying to increase the coverage that we do at a women's team and a women's game, because it's important. And yeah, I think there is 1 or 2 others out. There's not that many, actually. So it's difficult, but I'll do my best to try to get other people involved. Terry says, night, Richard and Regenda and all, in the chat, and see you tomorrow. Come on, you good. He goes, yeah, see you tomorrow, mate. Yeah, 7:30 tomorrow for the normal show. It's going to be good. A lot to talk about, as always. So join us for that. It's going to be exciting stuff. So yeah, that'll be good. That's tomorrow. For tonight, it did finish Arsenal 0, Lyon 1. An own goal from Frida Marnham, but that don't really tell the story of the game. We weren't a better team. We just lacked a little bit of finesse in the final third to be able to get the goal that we deserve. But we've qualified out of the group. We're in the quarter-final. That is the main thing. I say, win next week away in Zurich, we win the group. So loads to come. Join us tomorrow if you can at 7:30 for the women's show. I will see you then. Regenda said, see you hopefully. You discuss this. Well, yeah, we will. We'll look at that tomorrow as well. Yeah. Regenda says, come on the Arsenal. Indeed, come on the Arsenal. Come on Arsenal. Let's do it. Join us tomorrow. And I say we'll look at this game. We'll look at the transfer market and a few other bits and bobs as well. So join us for that if you can. And I say I'll see you then. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Don't forget to give it a like before you go. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Running there of Beth Mead. Beth Mead's in behind, plays it across. Caitlin Ford's going to score, and she has scored. This fast start has been rewarded for us.